Munson.
And get the picture now. Tex in white tonight, and gold pants, gold helmets, and gold trim and numbers. And the Dogs looking a little bit, as Scott mentioned, like they're home with the red jerseys and the red helmets and the silver pants, white numbers. We got Edwards and Gibson back deep. Everybody wondering if the weather is going to really hit as hard and wet as they predict. The wind is certainly out of the southeast coming through the one end of the stadium, but there are some buildings to block things here. The wind at times whips up pretty good. Coach Rick decided, he was talking to Loran earlier a couple minutes ago. He thought he'd gamble and try to get the ball first in case real bad weather is going to come along a little bit later. Tech will be kicking off. Luke Mangier waiting for the officials to give him a clear. And now they say we will be set to go. Tech in white and the Dogs in red. Not every seat is taken here. There is some room, though. I see people standing outside looking for tickets. And Tech kicks it off high and long. He got it up in the air in that wind, and it's under the crossbar. Gibson went back and looked at it, but it was about 14 yards behind the goal line.
Larry, I like the fact that Coach Rick goes with Gibson and Terrence Edwards as the deep men. So really, if you kick away from Fred Gibson, you're not losing a whole lot as far as the return man is concerned, because Terrence Edwards could be dangerous too, but as long as they kick it out of the end zone, it doesn't really matter.
Here comes George up to the line. Dogs now lined up wrong at first. Edwards had to send Damon Gary over to the other side and line up. We go to an I with Green underneath. Tex in a 4-3. Green fakes, rolls out here, dumps a pass across the line to the tight end, and I think it's McMichael fighting up to the 28. He hit Randy McMichael. Darrell Smith, a linebacker, and Malone, a tackle.
Number 86, Randy McMichael.
Hitting Randy McMichael. Now, what's the conference about here? Yes, there's a flag back on about the 24-yard line, and we may have lost an 8-yard play. We may have started the night with a penalty against us, but I'm guessing.
Ineligible receiver downfield on the offense. 5-yard penalty.
That's a bad sign, men. A mental error immediately with an ineligible receiver downfield on the first play of the game. You've dumped the ball out, and your quarterback was wide open coming out right, and he hit an 8-yarder to the tight end, and you lose it on a penalty. Now Edwards left, Gibson right again. Now it's 1st and 15. We're in Tech Stadium. Tech's in that 4-3 again. Green looking at it. And Green going to give it to Haynes. There's a hole outside the tackle. 20, 25, 26 or 7. We blocked on the right side of the line, and from the 15, he got about a dozen yards or 11 yards. Ricardo Wimbush, the linebacker, pulled him down. Boy, Haynes had a block as he came off to the right side, Scott. He had room to run.
Oh, he did. And he's such a hard runner. He's not going to come down on a first hit, and he's not a guy that's going to go side to side too much. He's going to go run straight through the defender.
2nd and 4. We're on our 26 and a half. 2 receivers out left. Go to Haynes at the tackle, and he can't move this time, and he got a yard and a half and got smothered. Tried to go in at left guard, couldn't block in there. Smith, a linebacker. Greg Gaithers, a defensive end, primarily jamming him up. And we might have a big 3rd down here, and we are out on our own 28 or so.
Gain of a yard.
Dogs bring J.T. Wall in that backfield. Gibson came in. We're on our 28. We got to go to the 30 for a 1st down. Tech in a 4-4 now. We're in an I, only 1 receiver. Sweep it out to Haynes. Haynes is fighting. Got over the 30 and got a 1st down.
There's that second effort again from Ron Haynes. He was hit on the 29, but he's rarely going to go down on a first hit, especially down low. You're going to have to just drive through Veron Haynes. He's such a strong runner. He keeps churning those legs, and he gets to the 32 and picks up a big 1st down to keep the drive going.
Jeremy Myers, a free safety, was the first guy that hit him. We just swept out left and ran Haynes like he was a little tailback. 2 receivers right and 1 left. Now we're shotgun for the first time. Green standing up. Tex on a 5. And we want to run a reverse, and we got Gibson in trouble behind the line. He reverses. He got a block behind him. He got a block in front, but they're going to get him around the 24. Finally lost 7-8 yards. Myers, a free safety, got him. Tried to run a double reverse back behind that line, and Tech smelled it out and forced part of the reverse 15 yards behind the line. Gibson was smart enough to turn around then and try to go the other way. And because he did, he lost maybe on the play about 8 or 9. He could have lost 15 or 18. So now we are second down, and we're on our 23.
Second down and 19 from the 23.
Quarterback underneath, 2 receivers only out. Play action fake. Green back, looking. They're coming on him as he passes, and Tech dropped the ball. They had an interception for a moment up on a 38. Wimbush, a linebacker. Tennant for McMichael. Pressure got to Green at the last minute. They read his fake, and Alfred Malone, the defensive tackle, came in on him, and he fell backwards throwing and threw it short.
Well, the Bulldogs fortunate there. Wimbush couldn't come up with the interception. It was a low pass, and Wimbush went to the ground for it. Green intercepted twice in the first half against Ole Miss last week.
Dogs, 2 men right and 1 man left. Shotgun. We're on our 23, and we got to go way up to the 32 for a first down. Up to the 42. Green back to pass. Down the middle, off the receiver's chest, incomplete. Hit McMichael with a bullet out around the 44-yard line, right off his chest. Myers, a free safety, covering on him. Couldn't hang on to the ball, and we'll have to kick it away. It's 4th down.
Oh, that's a catch that McMichael has to make. That's what he's been having problems with the last few weeks. That was right in the numbers. He should have had that, and that should have been a first down, but instead Georgia has to punt.
He'll go on a punt formation. It'll be against the wind. Tech's got Kelly Rhino, an outstanding return man, waiting. They're trying to put a rush on the kicker. Long spiral, long against the wind, long. Rhino on the 25, hit and driven back.
Rhino tackle by number 33, Ryan Davis.
52-yard punt with no return. Ryan Davis was the youngster that hit him. We had a guy on kick coverage who flew down there, and man, Kilgo got his foot in the ball up against that wind and put Tech down on their own 25. Tech shifts. They went underneath, and then went back into a shotgun with Godsey. Godsey going to take it on the first down, pass, and trapped the ball too low, incomplete on the 33-yard line. Went to Kelly Campbell. They went to work on our corners right off the bat, but he threw a ball low, and he couldn't argue the official out of the grab. It'll be 2nd and 10. Kelly immediately went at one of our corners. Tech 2nd down. No score early. Kilgo just kicked it about 88 yards. Godsey, 1 running back, 2 wideouts, and one of them moving now in motion, and they give it to him on a reverse behind the line, and we knock him down on the 27. Will Glover coming from wide across field on a reverse, and Tony Gilbert, the linebacker, was the first guy that hit him, and coming over to help him. Witherspoon trying to help. Well, they both try to reverse in the early minutes. Tech got 2 yards. We lost about 9. 3rd down 8. Tech on their own 27. No score. Godsey in a shotgun. Dogs now are in a 3-3 setup. We rotate a safety back. Godsey's looking. Godsey's going to take it. We're trying to blitz him up the middle. We do, and he throws incomplete. Putting hard pressure. Hollenshed and Bailey came blowing up the middle. We ran Bailey and Hollenshed right up the middle on a blitz. Pollock got it fairly close to him at the same time. Tech's going to have to kick it away. 4th down and 8. Man, we really put pressure on him. And we were moving corners and safety just before the snap. Chris Morehouse to punt for Tech. Dogs line still shifting and moving. Now Tech brings everybody back in to protect the kicker because we've got 10 men on the line. And we're trying to set up a return. He kicked a very high short ball and off one side and over behind the Tech bench. Now, where did it go out? Officials haven't marked it yet. Let's see.
Yeah, he should walk away with this one.
Yeah, he's trying to get the Tech players out of the way so he can spot it.
Keep walking.
A high short punt, and it went out around the 40 in our territory. We'll have first good field position. 33-yard kick. Pause for these
Defensive
words.
efficiency has given Georgia field position, good field position. And last week against Ole Miss, as good as Eli Manning is, Ole Miss never got any field position. And that was a big factor in Georgia's dominating the game, particularly in the second half.
Dogs first down just outside of their own 40, about a foot or two. And when time comes back in, we'll line it up. But at the moment, yes, now I think they're going to let us go. No score early. Strong wind out of the southeast. Very little rain, if any, now. Not any probably right now. Quarterback underneath with an eye. And now David Green stands up. They might be changing the play. Now he goes back up under the center again. Takes it, fakes, and comes back to pass. And throws a long bomb down that left side and overthrew people, and it's out of bounds and incomplete down around the 10 or 15. They had Collins and Hester both on Terrence Edwards. We went long down the left side.
Depending on the play, number 29, Marvius Hester, and number 4, Corey Collins. Second down.
Michael Johnson was in for one play, the receiver. And now we'll change and put in another tight end, Ben Watson. Dogs are second down and 10. We've tried a long bomb. We have tried to reverse deep back behind the line. We're in a power eye with one receiver. We fake. And Green's going to throw another bomb, and he's got his receiver out there. Fred Gibson down to about the 10 or the 11 before they got him down. He hit Fred Gibson down the left side. Marvius Hester, the cornerback, again on that play. Green just laid it out long down that left side, like it did with Edwards just a moment or two ago.
Well, Georgia rather looks like it feels pretty confident it can work on that side of the field, and they went to Hester's side twice in a row, and Gibson got behind him this time, and Green laid it in perfectly over his shoulder, and a nice catch by Gibson.
So we're gone about 45 yards or better. We're on the 11, first down. Going to run a play and run Haynes up the middle. He got hit hard when he reached the 8. He may have reached the 7.5. He had a hole. Gary Johnson, the nose guard. Jeremy Myers, a free safety on the stop. And that ball might be sitting just right on the 8. He did not get to the 7.5. Second down. No score early, but here we are because Green hit Gibson with a long bomb down that left side. 2 men out left, 1 man to the right. Dogs are in a shotgun. David Green with 1 back with him. Going to give it to Haynes and run him at the tackle. We can't run, and they drive him back to the 10-yard line. He reached maybe a foot across the 8-yard line, and the right side of our line could not handle it. And Wimbush, the linebacker, Gary Johnson, the nose guard, in. And we're going to be now third down, and we are an inch or two across the 8-yard line. No score, but look at us here, and look at Tech trying to come up with a goal line stand in the early 5 minutes or 6 minutes of the quarter. Now 3 wideouts, and they're pretty wide. Shotgun again with the back there with him, and this time the back's on the other side. Baron Haynes is. Gibson to pass. Looking, and throws to the back of the end zone. Out of bounds. Incomplete. We caught that ball. We had a foot or so out of bounds. Randy McMichael.
They just threw a flag on McMichael, Larry. After the play, some of those guys were in the back of the end zone were taunting McMichael, and he threw the ball at him. Now they just threw a flag on us. That'll be an unsportsmanlike.
We went to the back of the end zone. We were just barely over the back line of the end zone, and now let's see what kind of a penalty we're going to have on this play. Official is coming.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against Georgia.
Wow.
15-yard penalty. It will be 4th down.
You know, McMichael's got to keep his head, but what are those guys doing on the field in the first place? I mean, put them on the sidelines if they're going to stand anywhere.
Back behind the end zone. I got a lot of students standing there, and they and McMichael got the joy. Now we have to try a long field goal.
4th down.
Billy Bennett, Hogan to snap it. Kilgo to hold it back off the 30. Going to try a 40-yarder. Man, we lined up on the 11-yard line first down and just couldn't do anything, but the penalty is a killer. Long shot at it. Let's see. Good. And Billy Bennett stuck it in there, and we've got the first 3 points of the night with 8:53 to go here in the quarter. Timeout. These
3-0. Let's pause for station identification on the Georgia Bulldogs radio network.
Matt Reese, WSB News Center. Tornado watch for Metro Atlanta until midnight. This is Atlanta's news, weather, and traffic station. News Talk 750 WSB Atlanta.
That's a big kick for Billy Bennett, who has struggled recently. Just 11 out of 19 coming into this one. Now 12 out of 20, and struggling the most between 30 and 49 yards. Just 5 out of 12 this season. In between that distance, he nailed a 40-yarder to put the Bulldogs on the board first, 3-0.
Tech's got Joe Burns and Kelly Campbell deep. Campbell is that receiver that runs like a 4-3 or something. Burns is a running back who gets a lot of yardage. Kerouac will kick off for the Dogs. We're leading 3-0 early. And Kerouac hits a long boomer into the wind. It's going to be taken 3 yards in the end zone and run out to the 10 and the 15. Kelly Campbell trying to break out and does, and gets hit on the 24. With a big stack in front of him up around the 18, and he squirted right through. Tech will be first down. Loran, what do you got?
There you got a situation where Georgia thinks it has some deep ball options against Tech, but it's going to be hard to run the middle of the Tech line defensively. But those, they feel like they can move the ball on Tech through the air deep.
Tech 3 men out, 2 right, 1 left, and they are in an eye, and Gotze is underneath. And goes back, and they run a draw, and we knock him down back behind the line. It was Tony Gilbert who blitzed and hit Sidney Ford behind the line. Ford tried to break outside right tackle, never reached the line of scrimmage, and got knocked down behind the line. And lost almost 3 yards on the play. Second down, a short 13.
And 12, the 22.
Tech is out on the 22. Dogs come up on that 4-man line again, plus a linebacker in the corner. Gotze this time 1 back, and he's under. Gotze play action fake, looking, and throws over to the right side, incomplete and out of bounds. Jonathan Sullivan had pretty good pressure on him. Went for Russell Matvey, the tight end, over to the right. Tech did, and Sullivan got in to put a little pressure on Gotze. We're leading 3-0 very, very early. Black Thanksgiving weekend, as Nebraska went down and Oklahoma went down. At least that's what the Big 12 will probably call it. Tech up to the line on their own 22, 3rd down. Not quite 13 to go. Gotze back there in the shotgun. Takes a snap and drops back to pass. A man's coming on him. He's got time. He decides to run, and we hit him, and he has no gain. David Pollock, the youngster. At fullback in high school, we had to turn him into a tackle when the linemen started falling like flies back in August. Pollock got him, and he got a yard on the play, and the ball is up on the 23. It's going to be 4th down now at about 11 and a half, and Tech will have to punt.
Number 18, Damian Gary.
Morehouse to punt. He's got the wind on his back if he gets it up in the air. Tech, in case we're setting up a block again because we have 10 men on the line again, now we pull a man back. So there's only 9, and Tech, we got a man in. Partially blocked ball, skirting out and going out of bounds around the 25. Corey Collier, number 39. Corey Collier blew right up in there. Just as we pulled a man off the line, it looked like we were going to put a blocker back with a running back. We did have the block on. Corey Collier got in and blocked the punt, and it's shot off to the right. And we've got the ball on the Tech 26-yard line. We're leading 3-0. Now you have to use this. We've had a couple of penalties hurt us already in the first quarter. Now we have to make it work. We go into an eye, and Green is underneath. Tech's in a 4-4. Got 8 men up in that box close. We have 1 receiver, Edwards. He's slowly in motion, and David Green fakes and steps and looks and goes for Edwards in the corner, and out of his hands, he went up to catch a touchdown pass, and it dropped right out. Hester now was covering him, and I don't know if Hester got a hand on that or not. I'm going to take a look at a replay now, if I can, on the big screen, because it looked like Green just laid it right on the money, but I'm trying to watch a replay. He was fighting the receiver who had a hand up under his pads, under his armpit, so I don't know. Hester may have covered that well. It kept us from hitting a deep touchdown bomb in there. Dogs on the Tech 26, 2nd down. We got 4 wideouts. We are in a shotgun. Tech's in a 3-man line. Now it's a 4. Their linebackers have moved. Snap. They blitz. Green throws it incomplete on the grass because they had too many men coming on. Intended for Damian Gary, who had floated across the middle, 5 yards down the field open, but Green was going backwards and had to throw the ball on the ground. Fox, one of the linebackers, got pretty close to him. Man, they've held us inside of the 10, and now here we are after blocking a punt, and we are not moving, and we're on the 26-yard line. Third down, we're leading 3-0 in the middle of the quarter. We're taking an awful long time in that huddle, and now we're going to walk up to the line. Gibson to the left. Johnson and Edwards out here on the right, I believe. Slotted to the right side. We're in a shotgun with 2 backs. David Green back, looking, dumps it across, complete to Gary on the right side, and he's knocked down around the 17. Damian Gary, flag down, though. Let's see what we got. Fox, a linebacker. Collins, a strong safety, hit him.
That's likely going to be holding on Georgia, and we had a guy, Kareem Marshall, that's slow to get up, too, and we don't have any backups for Kareem.
Don't have anybody else that can play tackle. It looks like we're going to lose another pass play with another penalty. That'll be the 3rd time in the first quarter we've really hurt ourselves. Syracuse 21, Boston College 7 in the second quarter. Marshall 10, Youngstown State 7 in the second quarter.
Shot block on the offense. 15 yards from the previous spot. Repeat 3rd down.
A chop block, 15 yards against us.
Wow.
That's an unusual call.
That's the first chop block penalty we've had this season.
Very light drizzle here. Very light rain. It's not hard. A light drizzle. Well, we're penalized all the way back. Are we going to waste a blocked punt in their stadium on the road? You block a punt, and now we're back outside the 40, and it's 3rd down and 100 yards to go. We're in an eye with 3 wideouts. We're leading 3-0. Tech drops the linebackers back about 5 yards. And David Green going to give it to Baron Haynes, who broke off and got to the 35 and fought his way to the 30 and fought his way to about the 26.
Wow.
On like a delay handoff, James Butler, the free safety, was grabbing at his jersey and managed to pull him down. Haynes barely got to the line of scrimmage and then suddenly squirted and went to the 27.5. It's 4th and 12. Billy Bennett to try another field goal.
Well, if Bennett hits this, he can thank Baron Haynes for getting us back into that range. Haynes may have just gotten us 3 points if Bennett can come through here.
Tech has 9 on the line. They don't rush all 9, and Bennett sticks it up in the air, and it's good. Bennett hit another one. Well, we got a field goal out of it anyway. We blocked the punt and got 3 points. Timeout. Pause for these words.
But Georgia able to use the blocked punt by Collier, but just barely. They actually lost a yard on that possession, but Billy Bennett comes through again. His second field goal, a 44-yarder, giving Georgia a 6-0 lead over Georgia Tech. And oddly enough, we've yet to see Joe Burns on offense for Tech. 266 times he touched the ball. He's yet to run it from scrimmage.
Yeah, but he's waiting for a kickoff now, and Kerouac just stuck one up way in the air. And Burns, no, Kelly Campbell 2 yards behind the line of the 15 to the 20, and we really cracked him around the 25-yard line.
Kelly Campbell on the return.
Ryan Fleming was the first guy that hit him.
Tackle made by number 4.
Kentrell Curry was the second man that bounced off him. Washington to Miami. Miami leading 7-0 real early in the first quarter. Stanford leading Notre Dame 3-0 in the first quarter. Here it's 6-0. We got 2 field goals. We've blocked the punt. We've completed a 50-yard bomb. We've got 2 field goals. Tech with Godsey underneath. Here comes a running attack. 1 man short, 1 man wide, and 1 running back. Put a man in motion, and they hand it off to Burns. He came right up the gut and only got a couple. Joe Burns, a fullback, 5'10", 205. He's from Thomasville and a junior. Put his head down low. Boss Bailey was the first man on the stop. And the ball is out on the 27-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Dogs lead 6-0 on 2 field goals. Tech brings 2 receivers out wide this time, and now the officials want to say something. What are they going to do? Wipe the ball? Is that what they're asking for? Official picked the ball up. 3 of them conferred for just a second. Now they're going back into position. I don't know what they're doing now. Tech breaks 2 receivers out wide. Burns is still the running back. Godsey underneath, 2nd down and 8. Outside of his own 25. Godsey going to give it to Burns. They block in the corner. Flag down. We hit him up around a 35 as he went out of bounds. Hit by the linebacker Witherspoon. Joe Burns got out to give him a first down, I think, but let's wait and see. That flag had dropped well before he got out to the sideline. And is Tech going to retreat? Yes, they are, because Charles Grant, the end, is pointing at Tech to let our fans know that it was a penalty on Tech. The officials still haven't said anything, but the penalty will be against Tech.
I think he did the chop block thing again.
The official's mic is not working.
Is that kind of like throwing at somebody in baseball? You chop block one of ours, and we're going to chop block one of yours?
Yeah, that's very dangerous. It really hurt somebody. Penalty comes all the way back to the Tech 50. Yeah, it is a chop block. Tech now is second down and about 20-21 to go. Tech lost the first down on that. They're second and long now, and they're back inside of their own 15. Gotzi's in a shotgun, and he's got 4 receivers and a running back. Gotzi back there to throw. Dumps it across, complete. We hit him right away on the 21.
Gotzi's pass complete.
Will Glover got hit right away by Tim Wansley on the 21. They got about 6 or 7 yards, 7 I think. We're leading 6-0 on 2 field goals. Tech out on the 21. I don't think it's raining here at the moment. If it is, it's awfully light and you can't see it. Tech's third down, 14. They had been second down and about 21. Tech has got receivers spread all over. The running back is off to his right. We have kind of a stunted-looking 5-man line. Whoa, there was movement first. Let's see. Let's wait and see. The offense may have done something. I know our guys got the pointing at them. Yeah, Tech's retreating. The center, did he move? Now they're going to start to step it off. Might just be a procedure penalty. It is 5 yards against Tech, back to the 16-yard line.
Procedure called against Georgia Tech.
Tech now will be back and be third down and about 18. It's on the 17-yard line. Third down, 18 Tech. They're still trailing 6-0. Gotzi's in a shotgun with 4 wideouts. Gotzi hollered out at one of his receivers or his tight end. He takes the snap. They protect him. Gotzi throws over to the right side, and we hit him right away and knocked him down. Corey Bryant really hit Kelly Campbell up in the air and spun him around in a circle and put him down.
Boy, he threw him down like a rag doll.
Yeah, they got about 10 yards, 11 yards on the pass, but it's not enough for a first down because they had a long way to go. They're up now on the 29 and they're fourth down. Fourth down, about 7. Morehouse to punt. Well, we're going to fake setting up a block again. What are we going to do? We've loaded the line. We've got 10 men on the line. Tech in a punting situation. Now we pull a man back like we did the last time. Morehouse kicks a mile. He got the wind behind him. He kicked it a long, long way. It's bouncing around, and it got into the end zone. Holy smokes. It hit like a rocket. 70-yard punt. Man, did he kick that ball. And it came off his foot so fast. Damian Gary was sprinting desperately and hoping when it hit the ground it would keep up that bounce and roll. Well, it did. But now we've lost the field position that we have held in this game for 12 minutes. We're on our own 20, first down. Listen to that wind. Out of the southeast, every once in a while it gusts like to about 25 miles an hour. But I'm guessing at that, and I can't see the weather behind me. Tech's in a 4-3. We got 3 receivers, 2 running backs. We pitch it to Haynes and we block, but Haynes got caught from behind after about 3 yards and wrestled down. The linebackers came off the blocks. Alfred Malone, the defensive tackle, was over there. Haynes had a blocker and came out around the right side, but Johnson and Malone off the line of scrimmage where the men had got him, and the ball is up on the 24. Haynes got himself 3.5, second down. We're leading 6-0. We've kicked a couple of field goals in this first quarter. Mitchell out to the right. Damian Gary out to the left. Tech's in a 4-3. We're in an I on second down inside of our own 25. David Green going to give it to Haynes. Out the tackle. He pulled away. He fights to pull away some more. First down in the 31. Haynes pulling those legs of his. Marvius Hester hanging on to his ankle, finally pulled him down the 31. We ran a Tech's left tackle, and we made it work over there.
And he got fine blocks that time from Damian Gary and Alex Jackson and Kurt McGill, 2 months to open up that corner.
And that flanker, Damian Gary, on that side, threw a block for him. First down on the 31. 2 wideouts and an I. Tech in a tight 4-3 again. David Green going to give it to Haynes, trying to get him at right tackle. He got up there, and he got about 4.5. He got up to the 36. I didn't think the way the play was unfolding we were going to do it. Fox, the linebacker, and Malone, the tackle, got him. And the ball is up on the 36-yard line. We almost got 5 out of that play. Well, we run to the left and got it. We run to the right and got it. Now, the officials have called time. It might be an equipment change for Tech. I don't know. I'm guessing. Moses Smith is now in. The ball on the 36. 2nd and 5. Haynes credited with 5. And Tech change to put another corner in. We have a slot left and 1 running back. Tech jumps into a 5-man line. We go to Musa, driving up the middle over the 40 to about the 42. He's close to a first down. Musa Smith with his head down low and cradling the ball like an old-fashioned fullback. Got it outside of the 41. And let's see. They're going to measure it. Man, I thought he got farther than that. We're going to get a bad spot, men.
Timeout for measurement.
From up here, I don't believe he got a good spot. But let me put it this way. The spot where the ball is may not have been good. Where was his knee? Got it, 2 inches. He did get it. Ball just barely by inches across the 41. So Musa banged up in the middle, and he got us about 5. Haynes got 5 to the right tackle, and Musa went up the middle. Gibson back in, Michael Johnson out. We are first down on the 41. We're leading 6-0. We have kicked 2 field goals in the first quarter. 2 wideouts, 1 running back. Tech back to that 4-3. Green underneath. Give it to Musa. Bounced outside. 5, 10, 12 and out of bounds. Oh, he bounced out of that left corner. Jeremy Myers, that free safety, had to get him. Got about 11 instead of 12. Musa got out there pretty fast.
I think Mark Richt is finding out that he likes this running stuff. Georgia doing very well on the ground so far tonight. Did terrifically last week against Ole Miss, and the passing game just 1 for 7 so far tonight. So as long as the Dogs keep it on the ground and keep moving the chains, he might just keep calling running plays.
First down on the Tech 47. We're lining up. Go to Haynes at left tackle, who keeps struggling and fighting. He reached a 45, and then they drove him back 5 or 6 yards. Tried to almost throw him out of bounds and couldn't quite do it. Chris Young, the corner. Myers, the free safety. Were 2 of them in there with the linebackers to grab him. Haynes tried to go at left tackle and got on the play a couple of yards. Ball up on the Tech 45 now, 2nd down, and a full 8 to go. 8 and a fraction. Closing seconds, really, of the first quarter. Wind just really whistling here, but so far no heavy rain. 2 receivers right and 1 left. We are in an I. Tech shifts their line and moves the linebackers also. Green decides he'll change the play. Now he comes back and gets underneath the center and fakes. And he's handing off and driving straight ahead when Haynes went right guard on beautiful faking. We got to speak to him about that. Man, David Green, great play fake handling, and Haynes went straight ahead and got about 11 down to the 35-yard line, driving, and Wimbush, the linebacker, pulled him down from behind. That should be the end of the quarter. End of the quarter, 6-0 Dogs lead time.
Well, we're getting ready to go the second 15 minutes of play here in Atlanta. Georgia 6 and Georgia Tech nothing. Don't forget our thanks to the Georgia Sports Hall of Fame for sponsoring our video board promotion here at the stadium. Great moments in Tech history. Georgia Sports Hall of Fame in Macon. Great for family outings and more. Visit them on the internet at www.gshf.org. And coming up, of course, in our UPS locker room show tonight, we'll have our internet security system player of the game brought to you by ISS, the power to protect. And thanks to internet security systems, and also our Budweiser play of the game brought to you by Budweiser, the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. Kim, it's looked bleak here in the first 15 minutes. Protect the Jackets have had a tough go of it here so far.
Well, they have. Georgia's got 118 yards total offense. They've got 70 on the ground, 48 throwing. Tech, only 3 yards rushing, only 20 in the air, total of 23. So Georgia's 9 minutes, 38 seconds in that first quarter. Tech 5 minutes, 22 seconds.
Well, Georgia, who's the last in the Southeastern Conference in time of possession, is using it to their benefit here early. This drive started after Tech went through their 3rd straight 3 down and out with 3:10 to go, and the Bulldogs at their own 20 after Morehouse's 71-yard punt. And now Georgia has negotiated it downfield to the Tech 35-yard line. and has yet to attempt their first pass in doing so.
Big Haynes, their fullback, and Musa Smith have been the workhorses on the drive. Georgia's had the ball for 7 plays, started from their 20, as you pointed out, Wes. Now it's at the Tech 35, 1st and 10 there.
And if Georgia scores here, they're threatening to take this sold-out crowd right out of it here at Bobby Dodd Stadium and the partisan Tech crowd. Toss is to Haynes, running to the right side, cuts it back. He's got 5, 10, 15, 20. Down to the 11 goes Veron Haynes. Brought down by Chris Young, 24 yards on the carry for Haynes.
He's unstoppable, Wes. That time on a tall sweep looked like there was going to be nothing there. He cut back across the green and just shuck off tackle after tackle. Tech's doing a very poor job. And give credit to Veron Haynes. He's running hard, and he's got Georgia in scoring position.
The rain picks up here at the stadium in Atlanta. Crowd reaches for their plastic bags and ponchos. Tosses to Haynes, running left side. Fumble of the football, it's loose, and Georgia's back on it at the 18.
Got a flag up there at the line of scrimmage. Check it.
Gathers is the guy that came back and stripped Haynes of the football. And Steve Shaw and his crew now huddle. And we'll see what the marker is at the 12.
I think they only had 6 men on the line of scrimmage. I don't think Gibson got up on the line of scrimmage.
Well, the loss is back to the 18-yard line.
They'll decline it.
Right. So the penalty is declined. It'll be 2nd down and 17
against Georgia
from the 18. 14-28 and counting, first half. 6-0 Georgia. Bulldogs got a couple of field goals from Billy Bennett and looking to add more here. Green from a shotgun. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Snap to him. Inside, Haynes trying the left side. Got 1 corner turn, but we brought down. Gang tackle, fumble of the ball, but he's ruled down at the 13. Myers stripped him, and Fox came up with it. Young was there on the hit of Haynes.
Rod Haynes on the carry.
Haynes got 5 to the 13. It'll be 3rd and 12.
Chris Young, Jeremy Myers on the tackle.
Haynes he like Joe Burns, Kim. They both just drive, keep legs driving the whole way. And he is tough to tackle, this youngster.
3rd down and 12.
They whistled the play dead, and they're showing the replay on the video board. The ball popped out before the knee hit, but whistle must have been blown at field level. 4 wide now for Georgia. Tech has 4 on the line. Snap to Green. Drops back, looks, and he is tripped up. And a marker has gone down. It's Nick Rogers who slides in from the end and tripped up Green back at the 15-yard line.
Flag on the play.
And let's check the marker here. With 13-14 to go first half, it's a hold against Georgia.
Tech will decline this. That'll make it 4th down, and they'll settle for a field goal here.
Green lost 2 to the 15. It'll be 4th and 14. Penalty is declined, as Kim said. Georgia now 1 for 5 on 3rd down. They're replaying the run by Haynes a moment ago on the video board, and now they're going to ask Billy Bennett, Kim, you're right, to come on and try and kick his 3rd field goal here.
And for the field goal attempt, number 30, Billy Bennett.
Kilgo, the punter, holds for the left-footed Bennett. Sophomore from Athens Academy. This is 32 yards, and the kick is good. 3 Billy Bennett field goals have made it Georgia 9 and Georgia Tech nothing. This is West Durham, 12:46 to go first half. Georgia 9, Georgia Tech nothing. Stay tuned. Porsche halftime report. We'll have Georgia Tech President Dr. Wayne Clough with us, and the Honorable Roy Barnes, Governor of the state of Georgia, to come by. We'll see what kind of night this is for the governor.
A little better than last year when he came by. He wanted us to call the dogs off, and I said, Governor, you're the dogs over here. But Georgia's dominated this first half so far. They've got 3 field goals. Give Tech's defense credit. When Georgia's gotten in scoring position, Tech's held, and Billy Bennett's been true on 3 kicks.
Kim, what do you think we're going to see here? Tech obviously is going to make some changes, I would think, in what they're trying to do offensively. I wouldn't be surprised. George O'Leary talked in our pregame visit about big plays both ways.
I think Tech's got to get the ball downfield. Georgia's shrinking the field on Tech. They're bringing their linebackers up. They're playing tight coverage, and Tech's got to get some stretch on that defense so they can come back and run the ball. They're not able to establish anything. Georgia's playing extremely well.
Brett Kerouac Jr. from Duluth is set to kick it away. Campbell and Burns are deep for the Yellow Jackets. 9-0 Georgia here in Atlanta with 12:46 to go in the first half. 96th meeting between the two. Fourth straight year that both have been in the top 25. Kerouac, low line shot. It'll hit at the 16 and take a high hop. Campbell at the 1. Kelly 10, 15. Campbell looking for room, 20 and to the 21-yard line before he's brought down on the far side. Ryan Fleming and Kentrell Curry down on special teams for Georgia. Fourth possession of this first half for the Yellow Jackets. Tech's been 3 downs and out on all 3 so far. Jackets need to get something going here. Jackets going to go 4 wide. Campbell to the far side. Smith near side. Glover and Watkins line up as slot backs with Burns the fullback. Georgia starts to adjust. Bulldogs with 8 in the box. Godsey tried to keep it and got nothing. Lost 2, back to the 19. Boy, Georgia played that well. Bulldogs sent Robert Gathers, David Pollock, Charles Grant all in the mix there. Loss of 2. They spotted to the 22nd and 11, let's call it.
Well, they jammed everything in. Godsey didn't have a chance on the option play. He was trying to get on the corner, but Georgia's defense just crushed him.
Campbell far side, Smith near side. 2 tight ends in the formation with Burns alone setback. Georgia 5 on the line and 8 in the box. Almost what Virginia did, Kim, a couple weeks ago at Charlottesville. Here's the give. This is Burns running left side and nothing. Lost another yard back to the 19. Wansley and Witherspoon there for the Bulldogs.
Georgia on the stretch play that time. Wansley came up from the cornerback position. Georgia had 2 men outside and only one Tech blocker out there, Kelly Campbell. So Georgia's just stuffing Tech right now. Tech's going to have to stretch it, throw the ball downfield.
Yep. Smith and Watkins far side, Glover and Campbell near side. Godsey's going to work from a shotgun against a 4-man front. 6 in the box for the Dogs. Snap to Goose. Drops back. Here comes Georgia. Godsey throws behind Campbell. Incomplete to Corey Bryant. Had him hooked up, and that'll be a first down on a penalty.
Campbell was trying to spin outside. Godsey threw the ball outside, but Corey Bryant had him all wrapped up. The official threw the flag, and
Tony Gilbert was the guy that hit Godsey, forced the pass. The flag is at the 31-yard line.
So they take the 10-yard penalty.
Right. So there it is. Ball is at the 31, 1st and 10. Tech's first movement of any kind tonight, Kim, toward a first down. That one's by penalty.
That was the first down, first down for Tech by penalty.
9-0 Georgia, 11-11 to go, first half here in Atlanta. Glover in motion from the far side. Play action. Godsey drops back, throws. Glover caught. Sliding catch at the 41 in front of Jermaine Phillips. Close to another first down. First completion of the night for Godsey.
And he missed
second, I'm sorry.
He missed Jonathan Smith, Wes. He had him deep down the middle. He was behind everybody, but Godsey threw it to Glover. Glover made a nice sliding catch.
So the Jackets have their first down passing. Now Burns and Ford both come in the ball game. Glover and Smith far side, and here's Heller, the tight end, off the formation to the right. Burns and Ford, fullback, tailback eye. Little movement up front. That'll be against Georgia. Bulldogs scattered around and moving all around. That'll be a 5-yard advancement and remain first down.
Heads up play by David Schmidtgall that time, center.
Encroachment on the defense. 1st and 5, ball out at the Tech 46. By far, folks, Jackets' best offensive possession of the night, Kim.
Well, it's been the only one with the 3 plays and out on the 3 previous possessions. So they started this from the 21. They mixed the pass in.
1st and 5 from the 46. 46.
Now 1st and 5. Tech crawls the tight end again to the boundary at the right, 2 to the left. Godsey running on an option. He'll pitch it to Ford, and that's trouble. Blocking broke down, and the Bulldogs were there in a hurry. Veal, Witherspoon, and Grant all back there to make the tackle of Sidney Ford at the 43. Loss of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 8. So the option into the boundary gets nothing. And with 10-12 to go, it's now 2nd down and almost 9. 8 full yards for Georgia Tech. Again, Watkins and Smith far side. Campbell and Glover near side. Godsey from under center with Burns. The lone setback. George drops back. Hot read in and out of the hands of. No, he caught it. Did not catch it, says the line judge. Mike Taylor comes up and says it's incomplete. So now it's 3rd down and 8. Well, that was tough to check even from here. It did hit the ground. Good call by the official.
That was a hot read that time, and Godsey and Glover were on the same page. The only problem, Godsey threw a perfect throw to Glover, who was doing a little up pattern, short, skinny post. He couldn't hold on to it.
Tech 1 for 4 on 3rd down. That was converted by penalty. Now has 3rd and 8 at the 43. Goose from a shotgun. Georgia presses the coverage. Here's the snap. Godsey sets. Deep ball. Smith is there, and beyond his reach, incomplete. Wansley covering for Georgia.
Jonathan Smith had a little step that time on Wansley, but the ball was just overthrown. So Tech, after getting 2 first downs, started the drive in the 21. Things broke down for him at the 42, and Morehouse will come in and kick.
Tech's only got 28 yards of offense on 15 plays. Georgia 138 on 25 plays. 10 on the line for the Bulldogs for Morehouse's punt. They drop Curry. Snap to Morehouse. Marker down. High punt. Spiral by Morehouse. Gary signals and makes the fair catch at the 21-yard line, but let's see what this is about.
Flag of the play.
On a 4th and 9 punt from the 42. Only thing I can think of is 5 yards offsides one way or another.
Well, where the position of the flag wouldn't indicate that, Wes, unless Georgia came across the line.
It's against the Bulldogs.
Might be a hold here.
Oh, my. Personal foul. On a 4th and 8 punt of 37 yards. Tech extends the drive. Is that not the indicator, Kim?
Yeah.
1st and 10 from the Georgia 43.
Unreal. What a break for Tech. Now the Jackets have to take advantage. 9:37 to go first half. Still a 9-0 Bulldog lead. Campbell, Glover, the receivers wide left in a slot. Burns alone setback. 2 tight ends here to the right in the boundary. Godsey from under center on the near hash mark, working toward the south goal. Give is to Burns. Joe to the 40 and stretches out to the 38 as Tony Gilbert makes the tackle. Best run of the night for Burns of 5 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
That's a stretch play on the right side, and Burns really knifed up the field. Got tripped up, though. Good play on 1st down. Tech pick up 5.
2nd down 5. Ball just inside the Bulldog 39-yard line. 9:12 to go first half. Tech's had a hard time getting started tonight on offense. Now the Jackets, after a 15-yard personal foul against Georgia, have a chance here to maybe make something happen. Delay, give is to Burns, got a block. He'll cut it back in at the 39 and maybe get to the 38. Gilbert and Phillips come up to make the stop for Georgia. And he does get to the 38, and it'll be 3rd and 5. End result, there is no gain on the play.
Georgia's really pursuing to the ball, Wes. They've got good speed getting to the ball carrier.
The linebackers, Kim, are staying in the box behind those linemen, but they're wide in the box. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
3 to the right, 1 to the left. Godsey on 3rd and 5 at the 38. Snap to him. Goose looks, throws, downfield, Watkins. Caught! 10-yard line. No, incomplete. It popped loose with Tony Gilbert. Falling back to make the coverage. Also, Jermaine Phillips. Tough break for Georgia Tech.
He was there, Wes. Should have caught that.
I think the Jackets are going for it here, Kim.
4th down at 5 from the 38.
Ball at the Georgia 38-yard line. Georgia Tech this year is 10 of 18 on 4th down. Georgia is 7 of 13 defending. 6 of 13 defending. Tech needs to get to the 32 to really lock up a first down. Need about 5.5. Snap to Godsey. Looks, throws, and caught! Jonathan Smith at the 25-yard line, first down.
Boy, Godsey did a great job of staying in the pocket with pressure right in his face. Jonathan Smith flanked to the right, just went down about 10 yards and did a stop. Godsey threw a perfect throw. Big first down for Georgia Tech.
8:08 to go, 9-0 Georgia, but Tech converts a 4th and 5 on a 13-yard pass to Jonathan Smith. Phillips and Bryant made the tackle for Georgia. 2 tight ends. Glover near side, Smith far side, Burns the lone setback. Here's the give to Jonathan Smith. He's going to throw, looking for Glover, incomplete, batted away by Wansley. They gave it to Jonathan Smith, Kim, on the play where he normally turns the corner. He dropped back, and the former high school quarterback at Clinch County threw an incomplete pass to Glover down around the 11-yard line.
It looked like he was going to throw a throwback to either Godsey or Burns in the backfield, but he rifled the ball to downfield, and good coverage by Wansley.
2nd down and 10 with 7:48 to play. Single receiver far side and 2 tights. Ross Mitchell's come in ahead of Burns at fullback. Lots of guys up there. Give is to Burns. Joe lowering his head and driving the red shirts to the 15 and toward another first down. Mitchell delivered quite a block in the middle of that Georgia linebacking core, Kim, to take Burns down near another first down.
Great running by Joe Burns. A hole was there initially, took the linebacker on, knocked him down, took a couple of Georgia Bulldogs to pull him down, and now official's going to call a timeout. I think they're going to check, see whether or not he got the first down.
Terrell Biera, the free safety redshirt junior out of Slidell, Louisiana, made the tackle for the Bulldogs, but it's near another first down. And he is a couple of links in the chain shy of the first down. So it'll be 3rd and short. 7:26 to go, opening quarter, or opening half. Tech with the ball at the Georgia 16, trailing 9-0 to the Bulldogs, who are 2.5-point underdogs coming into tonight. But this game was dead smack even. Heck, this is one of them games they split houses on. Gregory has come in, and 4 wide on 3rd and short. Godsey from under center. George will just sneak it behind Schmidgall and Riley at right guard for the first down to the 13-yard line.
First down.
So the Goose calls his own number. Tech is now 2 out of 7 on 3rd down. 1 out of 1 on 4th down, by the way, Kim.
First and 10 from the 13.
After the 13-yard pass, and now it's first down and 10 at the 13 of Georgia.
Nice 13-play drive. Started from the Tech 21. Tech 1st and 10 at the 13.
Gregory stays in the game with 4 wide now. 2 left, 2 right. No tight end in the set on the near hash. Godsey drops back 5 steps, looks, throws, end zone, touchdown! Kelly Campbell! 6:48 to go, first half. Godsey throws touchdown number 18 on the season.
Well, what a great throw by George Godsey. And he was going to Campbell all the way. They knew it when they lined up that he was open that time. And perfect route, good throw. Tech's on the board.
16 plays, 80 yards. There's the point after, and it's good. 2-point game now. Jackets get things going. 80 yards, 16 plays.
Tom Hart back in the studio. Quick check of the scoreboard. Miami has just upped its lead on Washington to 14-0. The 34th takeaway of the season for the Hurricanes. Put them up 7-0 early. Now they're midway through the second quarter. Hurricanes looking to run away with it 14-0. Notre Dame up top of Stanford 7-3 as they approach a halftime. An intermission at Huntington. Marshall 17. Youngstown State 14. Back to the stadium. Here's Wes.
Tom, thanks very much. Kim, what a wild weekend in college football already. That Nebraska-Colorado deal yesterday. Oklahoma State beats Oklahoma. The Big 12's a traffic jam this weekend.
A lot of big upsets. Ohio State beat Michigan at Michigan. So college football is one of the great games, I think, in all of sports. And this is a good one here.
Oh, you're not kidding. Tech goes 80 yards, 16 plays in just less than 6 minutes to get to within 2 now at 9-7. Kim, while we got a moment, although the Jackets are going to have to play him once a year, congratulations to Ralph Region at Maryland for the job they've done in winning the ACC.
I tell you, Ralph deserves all the accolades he can get. He went up there and pulled together a program that was really in the dumps and did it in style. Other than that blemish with FSU, had almost a perfect season, and he'll be in the BCS.
Yep. And good luck to the Terps. They hadn't been that giddy up there since Coach Ross and Coach Friedgen were up there with Boomer Esiason. But they've got a lot to hang their hat on going to the BCS to represent the ACC. All right, Tech now will kick it into the win with Monjay. 9-7. And Kim, what an important drive for the Yellow Jackets there.
It was huge, and Georgia helped them with some key penalties when they had them stopped.
Monjay's kick, high end over end to Gibson, who's dangerous at the 1. Fred Gibson 10, 15, steps out of 1, got a block on the corner, coming here to the near side, tries to change direction, lateral and a fumble of the ball, and Tech's got it. What was Gibson doing? Oh my goodness! What was that? Sterling Green. Kim, I'm not believing what I just saw. Was he trying to lateral the ball?
I don't think so, Wes. I think he was out of control being a freshman, and he just spun around, and the pursuit got him and pulled the ball out.
6:32 to go, first half. Tech's got the turnover. The ball at the Bulldog 18-yard line. He just dropped the doggone thing. Oh, my heavens. Tech now with a chance to really build momentum on Green's fumble recovery. Here's the first down give. Ford looking for the corner. Digging, driving, moving the stack toward the 16-yard line. Couple for Sidney Ford into the boundary on the right will make it 2nd and 8. Kim, it was hard to tell what Gibson's trying to do. They're replaying it here on the video board. Oh, he just coughed the doggone thing up. I actually thought he was trying to lateral the ball, but he was trying to come here and change direction. Mistake for Georgia. Combine that with the penalties. Tech's got a chance to take the lead. 4 receivers, 2 left, 2 right. Ford is the lone setback. 2nd down, 8 to go for a first down. Godsey from under center. Play action to Ford. Goose steps up. Marker down. 10. He'll slide down at the 8-yard line, but it's going to be a hold on Georgia Tech, I believe, just invariably where the marker was thrown. Ken Veal came back to make the tackle, or forced the pressure on Godsey that might have led to the hold, I should say.
Well, penalties have played a huge part in this football game early here. Georgia had Tech stop had a punt, had a personal foul, and now Tech, Godsey got what would have been very close to a first down, but it's going to be nullified with a hold. That'll bring it all the way back to the Georgia 26-yard line.
2nd down, 18. Burns has come back in the ball game after taking a couple plays off. They were attending to him here on the near sideline. Burns and Ford in an eye. 3 receivers. Smith and Watkins far side. Campbell here in the boundary to the right. Godsey, play action. Looks. Goose throws. Caught. Smith. Jonathan moves it down toward a first down at the 10. Tackle made on the play by Witherspoon. 15-yard pickup. Godsey to Jonathan Smith.
Wesley, Smith was flanked to the left. He just sat down in Georgia's zone defense, and there was a big seam there. Godsey rifled the ball a couple of yards shy of that first down at the 10.
3rd down and 2 at the Bulldog 10. Tech has got to get to the 8-yard line for a first down. Not short of it. To it. 2 tight ends. Burns alone setback. They bring Watkins toward the formation. Play action by Godsey. He looks, loops it for the end zone. Watkins there, just thrown beyond his reach. Incomplete. Out of the back of the end zone. Burns leveled a Bulldog. Tony Gilbert coming in on a blitz. Caught the backside of Joe Frank Burns. DeCorey Bryant was there on the coverage, but thrown out of the back of the end zone, incomplete. Now 4th down and 2. Monjay will come on to try and kick his 18th field goal of the year. Hal Higgins will hold in a 28-yard attempt. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. Tech leads 10-9. 4:29 to go first half here in Atlanta. And now this word turnover. And Monjay cashed in. 28-yard field goal, 4-play drive, just better than 2 minutes. Kim, Tech's come from dead in the middle of the road at 9-0 now to lead 10-9 here.
Well, it happened. I think the key play in this football game so far was the penalty on Georgia after they had stopped Tech on 4th down. They got a personal foul that gave Tech a first down. Tech went on down and scored their first points to make it 9-7 Georgia. And then on the ensuing kickoff, freshman Fred Gibson trying to run around, ball just fell out of his hands. I can't explain it. Nobody hit him. Tech recovered. Sterling Green, and Georgia's defense stiffened. Godsey got what would have been a first down, but a holding penalty nullified that. Tech settled for a field goal. They lead Georgia 10-9, 4:29 to go in the first half.
Gibson's back there with Terrence Edwards as Monjay kicks it away. And they'll be more than happy to kick it right at Gibson again, this time from the 6. Looking far side is Gibson, races to a hole at the 20, steps across 25, and will be swarmed under at the 27-28-yard line by Will Glover. Coach O'Leary said this week, moving some of these other guys, a little stronger guy up on the special teams, and Glover's one of those guys who's come back to that lineup this week, and he makes the tackle at the 27-yard line. That's where Georgia starts. Well, Tech went 16 plays for their first touchdown, and then after the Georgia turnover, Jackets went 4 plays and kicked the field goal. Now the Bulldogs, 5th possession of the half, starts from their 27-yard line with 4:17 to go in this first half. 1st and 10 for Georgia from there, and David Green, who's been over there a long time now on the Bulldog bench. 3 steps, pumps, now looks, throwing deep, looking for Edwards, almost intercepted by Marvius Hester. Green pumped it, and then the lefty from Lithonia loaded up the long ball. Kim, Georgia has not been bashful about trying to get them in big chunks here early.
And that was good coverage by Hester. He had excellent coverage, but Edwards almost made a great play jumping in front of Hester at the last second. Incomplete, though.
2nd down 10. Georgia at its 27. Mitchell and Gary here to the near side. Gibson to the far side. Haynes flanked to the left of Green from a shotgun. Tech was 6 in the box. Snap to Green. He'll drop straight back. Looks, now be chased out of the pocket. Green's going to tuck it away and run 35-40 and be brought down at the 43-yard line by Marvius Hester. 16-yard run by Green, and Gary Johnson is slow getting up for Georgia Tech. So David Green keeps it, goes 16 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10 for Georgia at its 43-yard line.
From the 44.
Let's call it the 44, and a 17-yard run by Green. 3:49 to go before the break. Single receivers left and right, I formation. Give is to Haynes, off one tackle and stretches beyond midfield to the Georgia Tech 48. Nick Rogers makes the stop on Veron Haynes. Pick up a full 7 on the play for Haynes, who's having a pretty good night here so far. That was his 15th carry of the ball game, and he's up over 90 yards. Now 92 yards in the ball game for Veron Haynes.
2nd down and 2.
He's clearly had the better of the backs here. Burns only 15 yards on 5 carries so far. 2 to the right, single back Haynes. 2nd and short, they'll give it to the young man. Trying to right side, circles outside, and I don't think he'll get it, but let's wait on the spot. Well, they may have given it to him on the spot, and indeed they have, as they spot it toward the 46, and that'll be enough for the first down.
Led by number 51, Darrell Smith.
Looked like the Jackets had gotten there in time. Indeed, they hadn't, with 3:01 to play in the first half, and Tech leading by a 10-9 count.
From the Tech 46.
Georgia brings Mitchell here near side, Gary far side. Both tight ends in the formation with Haynes alone setback. Give is to Haynes, trying the right side, got through the first wave. Oh, I'm sorry, Musa Smith is the ball carrier, down to about the 42. Pick up a 6 on the play for Smith, with Fox and Myers making the stop. They spot it to the 41. Let's call it 5, Kim. 2nd and 5.
Hard running by Musa Smith. The report was that he might play, but might be limited. But that time he hit it in there pretty good.
Yeah, he's looked good when he's in there, huh?
Yards. 2nd down. And
He'll
5.
come out, and Haynes will come back for Georgia.
From the 41.
Bulldogs, 170 yards of total offense. Tech 89 so far in the ball game. Single receivers left and right. 2nd and 5 at the 41 of the Jackets. Green, play action, looks to pass. Hit as he does. That is caught by Gibson. First down inside the 25 to the 24 at Georgia Tech. Jeremy Myers makes the stop. And we get some pushing and shoving with J.T. Wall and Ricardo Wimbush. But no marker as a result. Nice ball, Green to Fred Gibson, Kim.
Good throw that time. Tech had a blitz, but just couldn't quite get there on Green. Gibson caught it, and he was tackled immediately, but not before he got another Georgia first down at the Tech 24. 17-yard pickup.
Less than 2 minutes to go. Georgia trying to take the lead to the locker room. Down a point. 2 here to the near side. First down. Give is to Wall straight ahead, and he's pulled back out of the stack by Key Fox and Nick Rogers. Nothing on the play for Wall. J.T. Wall, John Thomas Wall. Timeout taken by Tech. 6 foot 257 by Georgia, I should say. 6 foot 257-pound youngster from Milledgeville who transferred out of Southwest Baptist College in Missouri.
Timeout.
So with 98 seconds to go, a break in the action in Atlanta. 2nd down 10 for Georgia at the Tech 24 with 98 seconds to go before halftime. Georgia has 2 timeouts left. Tech has the full 3. Kim, momentum has changed hands here back and forth so quickly in this first half. Tech is riding momentum, but Georgia's trying to get the last bit going to the locker room.
They are. Georgia jumped out 9-0 on 3 Billy Bennett field goals, and then Tech came back and made it 9-7, and then the ensuing kickoff, Fred Gibson fumble, recovered by Tech, but Tech had to settle for a Monjay field goal to take the lead. But now Georgia started from their 27-yard line in 7 plays. They're at the Tech 24. Clock stopped at 1:38 here to go in the half.
3 receivers, eye behind David Green on the far hash. Here's Green giving to Haynes, and he will be tracked down at the 21 by Gary Johnson.
Number 35, Ron Haynes.
And now Georgia calls another timeout with 90 seconds left. It'll be 3rd down and 7 at the Tech 21-yard line. Governor Roy Barnes and Georgia Tech President Dr. Wayne Clough will join us here in just a moment at halftime. Tom Hart will come by with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution scoreboard, and Randy Waters in Las Vegas will visit with Tech basketball coach Paul Hewitt. Here in Atlanta, Georgia forced Tech into 3 straight 3 downs and out on the Jackets' first 3 possessions. Meanwhile, Georgia got field goals in 3 of their first 4 possessions. Tech, meanwhile, went 80 yards in 16 plays, a Godsey to Kelly Campbell touchdown after a critical 4th down personal foul against Georgia. And then Fred Gibson fumbled to kickoff. Tech was able to manage 8 yards in 4 plays, and Monjay kicked a 28-yard field goal, and Tech leads 10-9. It has been that kind of first half. Not terribly indifferent from recent Tech Georgia games, though, Kim.
They've been barn burners, and this one looks like it's going to be exactly that type of game. Georgia jumped out front. Tech's defense held when they could have collapsed and given up 3 touchdowns. Georgia had to settle for 3 field goals. Tech came back, and now it's 10-9 here.
Tech is going nickel as James Butler has come in, and they take Malone out. Gibson will go to the right. Edwards left. McMichael is the tight end here to the left side with an eye behind David Green from under center. Green, play action, looks, throws, Gibson catches at the 10 and inbounds at the 9. So they convert it 12 yards. Green to Green to Fred Gibson. Tackle made by Jeremy Myers as Georgia goes to 2 of 6 on 3rd down in the opening half. And now it is 1st and goal for the Bulldogs at the Tech 9-yard line with 1:23 to go. Clock starts, and Green spikes the ball promptly. So it'll be 2nd down and goal at the 9. Kim, with 1 timeout left, that's an interesting call by Mark Rick in some regard, I think.
Well, I would agree with you. I'm not going to second guess him, but I didn't understand it either. But nevertheless, Georgia's got 3 shots here inside the 10, and they've got 1 timeout left.
Tech's got standard 4-3 in there. Single receivers left and right. I formation. Play action. Green looks open is Gary and thrown beyond his reach, incomplete. Tech had a mix-up in coverage and got lucky there as Green threw it by Damian Gary wide open in the back of the end zone.
A lucky break for Tech. Green just got too much air on that ball and overthrew Gary, who was wide open. You're right. Tech had busted coverage. Nobody picked him up.
Third and goal now at the 9. Butler has come back in. Malone has come out as Tech goes 5. Nickel package here. McMichael, the tight end, to the left. High formation. Here's Green tossing to Musa Smith. Running here to the left side and out of bounds. Lost 2 to the 11. Marvius Hester again.
He stopped Charles Grant 2 years ago.
Cost
on
him
a
a
tall
knee.
sweep.
Cost him a knee.
And that time, here's Musa Smith, 220 pounds. A little old Marvius, about 165, and Hester stopped him again.
4th and goal now at the 11 with 1:08 to play. And Kim, the spike comes back now to haunt Mark Rick. He lost it down.
That's right.
So here is Bennett now, left-footed kicker to try a field goal of 28 yards off the near hash, a left to right angle. Out of the hold of Kilgo. Snap, spot, kick is up, and it is good. Georgia goes back in front, 12-10 on a 28-yard field goal by Billy Bennett. He's kicked 4 of them in this opening half. Stay tuned. The UPS Locker Room Show comes up following our broadcast tonight from here in Atlanta. And you'll have the Budweiser Play of the Game brought to you by Budweiser. Crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer. And our Internet Security Systems Player of the Game brought to you by Internet Security Systems, the power to protect. The drive for Georgia is 13 plays, 63 yards in 3 minutes and 25 seconds. And with 1:04 to go before the break, Billy Bennett has kicked his 4th field goal of the night. And the Bulldogs have gone back in front 12-10.
Georgia Tech Athletics. Please contact the Alexander Tharp Fund.
Wes, I think you're right. That spike call cost a down for Georgia right there. And they really didn't gain a lot from it. And then after spiking the ball, they had it wide open. Daniels in the end zone, but David Green just overthrew him. And then on 3rd down, they ran Musa Smith on that tall sweep to the left side. And Marvius Hester made a big play there and a big tackle to actually tackle him for a 2-yard loss, and Bennett kicked that 28-yard field goal. So Tech's defense has given up a lot of yards here, but they've stiffened when Georgia's got down there in scoring range, and Georgia's had to settle for 4 field goals by Billy Bennett to get their 12 points. Tech, of course, got a touchdown and field goal by Luke Monjay.
Well, kicking a couple of years ago used to be an adventure for the Bulldogs, Kim, but Bennett's looked very good.
Well, he's a solid kicker, got a big leg and very accurate.
Now Tech, remember, with 64 seconds left, has all 3 timeouts left. Kerouac to kick it away. And the ball fell off the tee, so we'll get a redo as the Bulldogs kick it from south to north with the wind at their back here in Atlanta in the second quarter. Tech will have the ball to start the second half, and that is worth noting, not only the Georgia field goal that gives the Bulldogs back the lead, but also the fact the Jackets, if they can do anything here in the final 64 seconds. Here's Kerouac again to the football. And it's a high end over end kick. Campbell will watch it bounce and head out of the back of the end zone. So 1:04 left to go here in this first half. 12-10 Georgia. 1st and 10 for the Jackets at their 20. After Georgia just went 63 yards in 13 plays for a 4th field goal by Bennett. This is Tech's 6th possession
Georgia Tech from the 20
of the first half. Georgia goes nickel here, no surprise. Godzi from a shotgun with 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Snap to Godzi, and that's 5 yards on Georgia Tech.
Flag.
Movement up along the line for the Jackets. We'll back them up 5, 1st and 15 from the 15. With 1:04 left to go. The governor and Dr. Clough here at halftime, Kim. We're either doing pretty good or we're in real trouble here. Right?
I don't know which. I'm afraid to ask.
1 to the left and 2 to the right. Burns flanked to the right of Godsey. 3-man front for Georgia. Goose drops back. Hot read across the middle is Watkins. Carry to the 22 and nothing else. Tech burns a timeout. Goes for 7. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Watkins landed or was tackled awkwardly there, but the junior from Laplace, Louisiana appears to be okay. Godsey will come here to the near sideline to visit with offensive coordinator Bill O'Brien and head coach George O'Leary. Kim, I tell you, the comparisons and the talk of the vacancy of Ralph Regent, who we talked about earlier, had a sensational year at Maryland. Billy O'Brien has done an admirable job in his rookie campaign as OC.
Well, he has. There are a few that would want to question whether or not he's doing a good job, and I stress just a few.
Yeah.
Look at the stats. Tech is leading in just about every offensive category in the conference.
Yep.
Godsey's enjoying another big year. I think he's doing a tremendous job.
Yeah. It is, and you can imagine at 31 years of age, inheriting a position held by a man with 3 decades of experience in coaching. And to me, the best offensive mind in football, period. Those are pretty large shoes to fill.
It is, and I think Bill has handled it extremely well and shown a lot of poise.
2nd down 8. Georgia with the nickel again brings Wansley up to an edge here, and Godsey checks off at the line of scrimmage with 4 receivers. Wansley backs up, now comes on the blitz. Godsey's read is thrown behind Glover, incomplete here to the near side. Bryant was there in coverage.
Intended for number 3, Will Glover.
I think Goose thought he wasn't going to have as much time as he probably ended up having there, and it was just a bad throw intended for Glover. Not a very sharp half for Godsey, who is 7 of 15 for 79 yards. David Green, 3 of 11 for 76, according to the board here. Now it's 3rd down and 8 with 52 seconds left. Georgia a little more formidable up front now. Let's see what Godsey ends up with. Drops straight back, throws. That is caught, and that is a 1st down to Kerry Watkins at the 32-yard line with 45 seconds left. Wow, he threaded the needle there, Kim. I thought Witherspoon was going to have him dead to rights. 3rd down conversion in 9 tries for Tech.
From the 32.
Big league throw and catch there for a 1st down.
You're not kidding. 45 seconds left. They set the chain, start the clock. Godsey from the shotgun. Dropping straight back. Georgia rushes 3, dumps it across the middle. That's Burns. Misses one guy, dances forward. Should be another 1st down. They will mark it just shy, I believe, of the 1st down, and Tech calls a timeout with 30 seconds left. 2nd timeout taken by the Yellow Jackets. Well, this full house here in Atlanta is waiting on halftime. We're taking our sweet time getting there, I can tell you that. Bulldogs went on a big 13-play march, and Tech has burned 34 seconds off the clock and run 5 plays in doing so. So we're crawling to the locker room in this 96 meeting between the 2 rivals. What a wild day in college football, I'll tell you that. You could have won some house money on Oklahoma State today in Norman, Kim. That may be one of the big upsets. That's a 3-7 Oklahoma State team beating Oklahoma today.
And Oklahoma had everything laid out after Nebraska got
didn't they, though?
nailed yesterday.
I think Colorado's just scored again down at Peters Parking Deck, by the way. The Buffaloes ran wild yesterday up the middle on Nebraska. Kim, I've never seen anything like it.
It was a physical whipping. You're exactly right. I've never seen a Nebraska team get manhandled physically the way Colorado did Nebraska. 30
seconds left here. Tech and Georgia each with a timeout left. Kim, Jackets may be trying to get that last bit of momentum.
You fake it here and you throw it. It's a good chance for Godsey to go deep right here.
2nd down and 1 at the 41 of Georgia Tech. Jackets with 1 timeout left. 6 on the line for Georgia. Snap to Godsey. He'll drop back, throw, 1st down, Matt Bay, midfield, Bulldog 49-yard line. Tackle made by Jonathan Sullivan.
We're going to spike it here.
You'll see a spike. 24 seconds left. Taking their time getting things set. Schmidgall ready to go. Tech may run a play here. Let's see. Snap. Yep, Godsey's going to run a play. Looks. Now out of the pocket. Throws back. That is caught in the center of the field by Glover.
That left sideline. It's when you're trying to use as little time as possible, stop the clock. You want to throw the ball outside. So if the receiver catches it, he has a chance to get outside and get out of bounds and stop the clock. It'll stop if he makes the first down naturally, but a lot of times with only 15 seconds, it's hard to get a play off in the middle of the field.
Campbell goes to the left, 3 here to the right, including Burns. Amazing. Godsey on 2nd and a half dozen. Snap to him. Georgia coming. Goose in trouble. He'll be sacked and a fumble of the ball, but Matvey falls on it, and that will end the first half. So Georgia stops Tech's late first half threat, and the Bulldogs lead the Yellow Jackets by a score of 12-10 at halftime in Atlanta. Stay tuned. The governor and Tech president Dr. Wayne Clough.
12-10, Georgia leading Georgia Tech as we get set for the third quarter. The Bulldogs dominating the stat sheet. 201 yards of total offense to 118 for Georgia Tech. The Bulldogs have rushed for 125 yards. Veron Haynes, 17 carries, 98 yards. But the Dogs have passed for only 76 yards on 3 completions. Green, 3 of 11. Godsey, 11 of 19 for 111 yards. Georgia Tech rushing for only 7 yards. But the one turnover in the game, a fumbled kick return by Fred Gibson, and the numerous Georgia penalties. The Bulldogs' 6 penalties have really hampered Georgia's efforts, but they still lead it 12-10 on 4 Billy Bennett field goals. The second half kickoff brought to you by Lincoln Mercury and your local Lincoln Mercury dealers, proud sponsors of Georgia football. And coming up here in just a few moments, we'll have the second half kickoff. And here to tell you all about it once again, the legendary voice of the Bulldogs, Larry Munson.
Well, we're leading 12-10. You wonder for how long. Burns and Campbell will be deep for Tech, waiting for us to kick off again. Of all the wind and the threatening stuff we've had around the city of Atlanta, they tell me that part of the storm went south of the city and part of the storm went north, and at the moment we're okay here. Kerouac to kickoff. 2 quarters to go. We have no offense to speak of. Long kickoff, sailing kind of sideways, taken 2 yards deep by Kelly Campbell in the end zone. He's out to the 15 quickly, to the 20, and flag down up there. We pull him down around the 27 or so, and let's catch that flag and see what we had. I saw him point at Georgia, so let me see. Now, we may have another penalty. We have hurt ourselves tonight like you can't believe, but let's see. No, the penalty's on Tech. Tech may have had a hold. The flag fell right in front of where 4 or 5 guys were getting ready to tackle him out around the 27 or 8. Holding on Tech, and they're penalized back to the 15, and they'll be first down there. 12-10, we're leading by 2 points, but we got a long time to go. Texan and I with Godsey underneath. Only one receiver split out, but they have an H-back. They go to Burns. He cuts back on the grain in the middle and only got 1.5 yards when we drove him back. Joe Burns starting at left guard and then leaning back into right guard. Tony Gilbert hit him head on in the hole. Jonathan Sullivan hit him. David Pollock hit him. And the ball's on the 16. They got 1 yard. Second down. Tech 10, Georgia 12.
Second down and 9.
Tech up to the line. They're in white with that gold trim. Dogs in red. Tech, one receiver left. The H-back outside the tie. H-back in motion. And they give it to Burns. He's got blocking. He shoots in there, but he only got about 3, and we stopped him shy of the 20. Joe Burns straight ahead. From behind, Ken Vail had him. David Pollock had him. Boss Bailey had a hand on him. Ball is on the 18.5, and Tech is third down there. Tech third down and 6. We need to get a substitute on the field. Somebody needs to come off, I think. Godsey in a shotgun. No, we're all right on the substitution. Godsey back to pass on third down. Looking. Throws to his right. Caught low. Will it be ruled complete? I think so, up on the 27. A low catch by Will Glover coming back, sliding on the grass. Good enough for a first down. Got about 8 yards on that play. And Tech is up on their own 27. Dogs lead 12-10 by the skin of their teeth. Tech breaks 2 men left, 1 man out to the right. They are in an eye. Godsey looking, going to take it, and fake it and gets stopped right at right guard. He faked to the full up the middle, and man, we stopped him at right guard. Charles Grant, one of them, Boss Bailey, and yes, Jermaine Phillips, the safety, had stuck himself in there. So Godsey, trying to fool us, winds up with no gain, second down. The ball is still on the 27.
Well, that could have been dangerous for Godsey. Witherspoon was in there on the bottom. He had 4 guys who just crushed him.
Tech splits 2 receivers out now and got the H back up outside of the tackle, and he's in motion. Godsey underneath, gives to the tail. He stops. He tries to go out. A linebacker's got him. Bailey had him first, and then everybody else. Joe Burns trying to come out to the right, and we wouldn't let him do it. Charles Grant couldn't be blocked at that corner either, and Tech may have lost. They went back on the other side of the 25. They'll put it on the 23, and Tech lost not quite 4 yards on the play.
Third down.
We make a couple changes along the defensive line. Tech back to the 23.5. They're now 3rd and 13. Third quarter early. Dogs up, not quite in the 4-3. Fake the blitz. Godsey back. We're coming on him. We hit him as he throws. Complete to the 35 and out of bounds. Let's see. Bruce Thornton ran him out. Will Glover caught a ball. Jermaine Phillips is coming over to help him, and so was Witherspoon. 3 men hit Godsey and drove him back. The pass was complete up to the 45. Tech should be 4th and 2 here. Tech on the 35, 4th down and 2.
Number 20, Chris Morehouse.
Damon Gary in a single safety, and the Dogs are loading up on that line, though not 10 men this time. Actually 8 on the line of scrimmage and 2 standing. Snap to Morehouse, the punter. He got off a good spiral, good kick. Damon Gary takes it and could not break away and got hit on the 28 or 29. 40-yard punt, a 3 or 4 yard return. He got 4 yards up to the 29, and the Dogs get the ball. We're leading 12-10. We are up on our own 29. Damian Gary, I thought he was going to go fair catch, but he didn't. He gambled and caught it, and then tried to go straight ahead and couldn't quite get his shoe out of that guy. Georgia up to the line. Gibson out to one side. I believe that's Edwards on the far right side. We are in an I. And David Green drops back to pass. Throws one down the middle. He missed his man, incomplete. Threw it low to McMichael. They had him double covered as he came across the 50. Darrell Smith, the linebacker, continued on in and had pressure on Green and hit him after the play. We tried to go long down the middle, and we did not throw it well. It'll be second down. Dogs lead 12-10. 11:43 in the third quarter. Boy, it's been a strange ball game. We took a long huddle, by the way.
They're down to 7 seconds on the play clock.
Now we come up to the line and break 2 men out wide. We go into an I. Quick snap. Back to throw is David Green. Gets a block. Throws a long bomb down the middle, and they break it up. Edwards trying to catch it, running across the 25. Chris Young reached around from behind him and managed to bat it away. Almost hit Terrence with a 50-yarder down the middle. So we've tried to go deep twice. Now, Tech has this year, according to the film study, given up a lot of long, deep passes.
Third down.
We have hit one tonight. 3rd and 10. We're on our own 29. We're leading 12-10. Still got the same receivers in there, and we split them out. We're running them deep. They're going to get tired. Tech's in a 4-3. They blitz, and Green's in trouble. He throws to Gibson, but the flag has stopped the play. Gibson caught a ball running across the 50 wide open, but we had already a penalty being called. They had a lot of pressure coming on Green, by the way. Now let's get the call on 3rd and 10. Georgia's retreating, and the penalty will be on the Dogs. 5-yard penalty back to the 24. Becomes now 3rd and 15. 11:33 to go in the third quarter. We're still leading 12-10. We've got the 12 on that scoreboard.
15 from the 24.
Take Gibson out and put Michael Johnson in. Got to give those receivers some rest. They've been running long routes. We're using up quite a bit of time, I think, deliberately in the huddles. split 2 men out. He may be doing that because of injuries, wanting the game to take its time. David Green in a shotgun. Took the snap barely in time. Looks, goes to the sideline, and it is complete. He fumbled going out of bounds around the 39. Terrence Edwards caught a ball as they spun him around. He was going out of bounds. He's close to a first down. Hester, the corner, and Collins, a strong safety, had him, but I don't know if he got the first down. The ball is up on the 39. It's across by a few inches. They don't have to move anything to measure that one because it's right there in front of the stick. And they set it down.
Oh.
We miss it by an inch.
Yeah.
Missed it by an inch. Now, you're going to gamble on your own 39? Ball on the 39.5. Oh, me, is that an omen?
I'd go for it right there.
We missed it by 1 inch.
You got Wall and you got Haynes in the backfield, and you need an inch. And your defense has been playing great.
We are on our 39, just outside of it. Officials wiping the ball, though I can't see any rain from up here where I'm sitting. Acting like we're going to go for it. 4th down and an inch or two. Yeah, we're going to go for it. Break 2 receivers out. 1 back. David Green there. Tech loads up the middle, and Green sneaks and pushes and got a shove from Kurt McGill, his center. Got a good push in front of him. Fall of Kurt McGill's fan. He went straight ahead and got a 1.5 yards. And Kareem Marshall also. Breedlove, Marshall, and McGill, I believe, primarily. And David Green straight ahead.
1st and 10.
Got almost a yard. He got 2 feet.
From the 41.
First down. We are outside our own 40. 2 receivers. And Tech blitzes. Green back. Throws a pass to the sideline. Miss. Gibson breaking out across the 50 and out of bounds. Tech is using a different type of stunning blitzing now, and what they're doing right at the snap, they got a couple of guys on every play blowing up in the middle, trying to put pressure on Green. We're 2nd and 10. And the Dogs at this moment have really tried to go to the air in the 3rd quarter.
From the 41.
Edwards out to the left, Gibson out to the right. We are across our own 40, 2nd and 10. Tech's loading up the line with everybody. They got 7 on the line. David Green going to give it to Haynes. Outside the tackle, he went, driving his legs, still going. He got to the 50 before they ran him over to the side about 10 yards. Boy, he really moved. Fox, the linebacker, and Young, the right cornerback, got him.
Tackle made by number 54.
Haynes, somebody opened a hole for him on the right side, Breedlove or Marshall. And he moved on that play. They may have to measure that thing. The ball's across the 50. And that's apparently where he had to go. And again, the ball is right in front of the measuring stick or the yard marker. And again, they will measure. We might have this one. Yeah, by 3 inches. First down on the Tech 49.5. Boy, you think it ain't hard to gain a few inches. We are on the Tech 49.5, and we're leading 12-10.
Well, that gives Veron Haynes back-to-back 100-yard games now. 108 yards on 18 carries for the senior.
Gibson out to the right. LeBron Mitchell out to the left. Tech's 4-3 shifting around. Flag down, and we went to the fullback, and we tried to run J.T. Wall on a quick hitter in there. And somebody jumped, and it may have been on us. Committed a lot of, up here where you're sitting, you call them foolish penalties. But we have really hurt ourselves tonight.
Looked like McMichael moved early, so that's going to back us up 5.
Procedure penalty on Georgia, and we'll go back to our side of the 50.
Against Georgia.
To the 45.5, where it becomes 1st and 15. Scoreboard says 12-10, and we've got the 12. Edwards came out from the sideline. We're huddling. You'll notice we're using a lot of time. The no-huddle offense has kind of vanished in the last few weeks. 2 wide outs. Tech's in a 4-3. David Green underneath, 1st and 15. Pitches it out with 1 blocker to Veron Haynes. Gibson tried to block twice, and Haynes could only gain 1.5 yards. Gibson blocked 1 man, but he was too skinny to get the 2nd man. He bounced off 1. He tried to block a 2nd, but the corner and the safety, Hester and Collins, kept him from blocking, and Haynes came wide left. A real good deceptive pitch out to Haynes all by himself, naked. He came out to the left and only got 1 yard. 2nd down, a long 9.
2nd down and 10.
Gibson put his hands up and blocked the guy. Doesn't have a lot of weight for that. Bounced off him and then tried to get the other one, but he couldn't handle it. Second down. Third quarter, we're leading 12-10. Now we're in a shotgun with 3 wideouts. Tech shifts. Snap. Fake. Green, as they chase him, throws a pass to McMichael, who caught it and got hit immediately. No gain. Right on their 49. Jeremy Myers, who's made a lot of tackles. We can't gain anything now. We can't do a thing. Tech blitz, they're coming on Green, who wound up sitting down right after he threw the ball. We're on the Tech 49. 3rd and 10.
Third down.
Edwards out and LeBron Mitchell in. Edwards is not moving real well.
From the 49.
Well, we haven't moved. We're in the middle of the field. We're barely on their side of the 50. We've been trying to go deep. Man, we've run a little, not much in this third quarter. We stack all the receivers out on the right. We go in a shotgun. Tech's in a 4. Snap to David Green. And Green throws toward LeBron Mitchell. He caught it. He went out of bounds on a long catch. No, yes, LeBron Mitchell down around their 25-27. Caught a ball and then went out a moment later. LeBron Mitchell somehow got open over on the far sideline, got one good step in and was outside, but all the way to the 27 of the first down. We kept at it, and Green finally picked out there and went to that corner and hit one.
And Larry, according to the scoreboard, we've got an 8-point lead now.
Oh, they gave us, they gave us 6.
We'll take it.
Pass play was about 23 yards. Green takes it and tried to throw, and a lineman batted it right down in front of his face. And Kearon Fox, the big 6'3" sophomore linebacker.
By number 54.
And it'll be second down. 12-10, Georgia leads. The ball is on the Tech 27. We had to go cross field over to our right to hit that 23-yarder. We walk up to the line. Haynes is the tailback. We got a slot out to the left. Second down on the Tech 27. Green's going to fake and then looks and then scrambles out here to the left running. And now he throws complete right in front of him and out of bounds on the 18. Green threw a pass to Fred Gibson right in front of him and got 7-8 yards on it. Corey Collins, a strong safety, hit him.
Corey Collins.
He saw the receiver running toward the sideline right in front of him, and he kept coming out, and he hit Gibson. The ball is on. It's inside the Tech 18 now. It's 3rd and 1.
Well, that was a nice play by both guys, both Green, who didn't just run out of bounds and take the loss, and Gibson, who stayed with the play and stayed alert enough to catch the pass.
Wall and Musa Smith have come in. We're in that power I situation. Watson, the tight end, hurries over to the right. And so go to Musa, who got knocked down behind the line. They smothered our power. We could not block, and they stopped us dead in there. Good play fake by David Green. We tried to run Musa out on that power set jumbo thing that we call, and we lost on the play a couple of full yards, 2.5 yards back with the ball just inside the 20. Here we are down there again. Once again, there's no chance for a touchdown, and we're going to hope that Billy Bennett can get us on the scoreboard again. 8:18 to go in the third quarter. Tried to run the power, and Tech just jammed it. So we set it down, and Bennett sticks it up there. It looks all right. Good, he hit it. Billy hit another one. That's 5. And Scott, you were telling me that could be a record.
That is a record. No Georgia kickers ever kicked 5 in a game. So Billy Bennett atop the list by himself with that 37-yard field goal.
Dogs will be kicking off again. Tech has been waiting with Burns and Campbell deep. Campbell stays in the end zone quite a bit. 8:06 to go in the third quarter and all of the fourth quarter. 15-10.
Oh, thank goodness for Billy Bennett tonight, the Tim Mazzetti of college football.
5 field goals, and boy, have we been down there. Kerouac will kick whenever they let him. The officials now say, yeah, let's go. 15-10. Kerouac raises his hand, and he hits it very high, sailing 5, 6, 7 yards deep. And Campbell drifted back, catching it, and doesn't try to run it out. Tech's ball on the 20. Loran, what do you got?
It's interesting to watch John Stinchcomb out here on the sideline. When the offense comes off the field, he huddles with them, offers encouragement, and has a chair pulled up right in their little huddle. He really is trying to do his part on the sideline. He can't do much on the field, but he wants to do what he can to help the Bulldogs emotionally here on the sideline.
Tech's first down on their 20. 80 yards away from getting a lead. They've had one lead, but only for a few minutes. Godsey underneath. One running back and two wideouts. Fakes to the tailback. Comes out here to the right. He's wide open to run, but he dumps a pass to the tight end, and we tackle him and drive him out after 3 yards. Boss Bailey on Heller, a big tight end on the 23 in front of the Tech bench. It'll be 2nd and 7. Pause for station identification on the Georgia Bulldog Radio Network.
Matt Reese in the WSB News Center. The tornado watch that was in effect until midnight has now been canceled for much of metro Atlanta. This is the home of the Dogs. News Talk 750 WSB Atlanta.
The gain was 4 instead of 3. 2nd and 6. Tech on the 24. 2 wide outs, bring the one in motion. Godsey back to pass again. They protect him. He dumps a little pass over the middle, complete on the 30. We tackle him from behind on the 33. Tony Gilbert got Will Glover as he floated across for a little 7-8 yarder and a first down. Tech now, they're going to be moving. Godsey have a lot of completions, Scott.
He's 14 out of 22, but only 135 yards. So they've had a lot of the short stuff tonight, but they're completing a good deal of it.
Ball just outside on the other side of the Tech 33. Just across the 33. 1st and 10, Tech. We're up on a 4-4 now. Tech's got a man in motion. Godsey gives to the tailback, and we shut the hole, but he slammed in for 2.5. Joe Burns had a hole at right guard. Got hit as he came into the hole. Young Gaithers, the defensive end, was one of the guys that hit him. But lying on the bottom is Josh Millard, that injured guy trying to play tackle, and he's way too small to play tackle, and he's hurt beside. Ball up on the 36, they gain 3. It's 2nd down. Millard's in there because we obviously need him. We have no substitutes. 2nd and 7, Tech on the 36 are in an eye. 2 tight ends in, and they give to the tailback, and he got a hold to tackle, and he shot out to the 44. Maybe a first down, Joe Burns. Burns got about 8 or 9 yards. Boss Bailey had to get him. Hey, he almost broke that thing. Witherspoon and Bailey had to get him. Tech brought in 2 tight ends and just ran a power shot and opened a hole in our line. Is that what they're going to try to do? Ball is on the 43, 3rd down and a half a yard. We're leading 15-10. For how long we're going to have that 15-10? Tech up to the line. They need only a half a yard. Less than 2 feet. Tech, a stacked eye right behind Godsey. And we jump offside and we hit the center. Whoever was on the nose with him leaned across and hit the headgear of the center. So we'll give him a first down. Man, we have hurt ourselves. Miami 37, Washington nothing at the end of the half.
That's the penalty that kills the coaches. You got the nose guard that jumps offside. He's looking right at the football. That just absolutely drives you nuts.
First down for Tech on the 48. Remember their drive in the 2nd quarter, how we kept giving them first downs. 4 wideouts. 1 running back. Godsey underneath the center, tight. Drops back to throw. Throws to the left, complete, and then we run him out. But across our 45, almost 10 yards, Wansley ran Kelly Campbell out. He hit him real hard. He got either 9.5 or 10. Let's see what he got. Tech's coming down the field now, though we just gave him 1 first down. They're coming down the field, and they have got it out on our 43. We have played, frankly, considering the manpower thing, magnificent defense, but we might be bending now. The gain was 9, 2nd and 1. 5-man front, 1 running back. Godsey fakes, he's back to pass. There's a bomb, long headed for the corner. He overthrew everybody on the 5. We had Vieira down there covering Glover, and we had DeCorey Bryant also covering, and Godsey overthrew him. But they'll be 3rd and only a yard. 5:44 to go in the 3rd quarter. 15-10. Can't believe we're playing all this defense in this stadium against these guys with their 500-yard-a-game average, or whatever it was, 460-something, I forget. Now Tech brings everybody in close almost in an inverted wishbone. Gotze underneath. Hands to the fullback who broke loose and drove 6-7 yards. The man on the left side of the tee went straight in, got the handoff at left tackle. He then faked to the full. Boss Bailey got him, but so did the secondary. Tech opened on a quick dive. They hit that thing like an old split tee play, and it got it to our 37. Joe Burns.
From the Georgia 37.
Tech now has driven this thing 43 yards. It's about time they turned it over. Less than 5.5 minutes in the third quarter. 2 receivers out wide, 1 running back. They got 2 tight ends, and Tech is running that ball on us. Gotze fakes the reverse. He's back to pass. He throws a long bomb down the middle, and he had him out there, and he overthrew him. Now, both sides have thrown away a cinch, easy touchdown by overthrowing a receiver. Now, we've both done it. Kelly Campbell, who broke loose, and Gotze's missed 2 guys deep here on this series.
He was hideously open that time, Larry. It just split our defense right down the middle, right in the seam, and that was an easy pass for Gotze, but fortunately he sailed it.
Backs are in an eye. They've only got 1 wide out this time. He brings a wide out in motion. He hands it to the tail. There's a hole at left tackle, and there he goes. Joe Burns is going to go all the way in the corner and score a touchdown, and the defense finally broke. He went into left tackle. They opened a hole, and he just shot in there. That's what he's done to everybody on their schedule this year, and they finally did it to us. And Tech leads 16-15. And the only weapon we got is the right shoe of Billy Bennett. No, left shoe. Luke Van Jay to try the extra point. We try to block it. Kick is good, and Tech leads by 2, 17-15. Timeout.
Joe Burns bottled up all night long, but he just broke off a 37-yard run and doubled his output. 67 yards now for Joe Burns rushing the football, and Tech goes in front with an 80-yard, 9-play drive. 17-15, Yellow Jackets leading the Bulldogs in the third quarter.
Kicking off for Georgia Tech.
And Tech will be kicking off.
Deep to receive for Georgia, number 8.
And we keep having Gibson and Edwards deep, figuring they've got most of our foot speed on our squad, and we hope they can break one. We need something good to happen. We've fallen behind for the second time. Only 2 points this time. Earlier it was 1. The kickoff very high, and it's going a yard or 2 on the goal line. Fred Gibson to his right to the 15, pushing a blocker. 20, 25, pretty good return to 28. He can really move, and you never know if he's going to come out of that pack.
Jonathan Jackson.
And he hit the ground on the 27. Gibson was about a yard or so in the end zone and came out to the 27. Now, we're going to go deep with them again, or we're going to try the running attack, which worked, and especially early in the game it worked. We got only 1 receiver. We got 2 tight ends in. We're in an eye. We go to the tailback, and there's no blocking, and we get stuffed dead. We ran right at Alfred Malone, the defensive tackle, and Tech just jammed it up. We could not block in there. We tried to go on left tackle, and we lost a yard. I don't like the looks now of that at all. I realize there's very little substitution things we can do to help guys who might be tired, but I mean, they stuffed that one. Now we break 2 men out. We're not sure of the play. The huddle is not completely broken out. We break only Gibson out to the left. We're in that eye, and Tech is bringing men up in the box. Green fakes once, then he throws a long bomb down the middle. There's Fred Gibson on the 42, to the 35, to the 30, trying to dodge. One man got him and saved the touchdown on the 24. Gibson, the only receiver who ran a route. And Green threw that left arm down there, and here we are down close again. Jeremy Myers, who's made 100 million tackles, had to get him and got him. Junior out of Stone Mountain.
First and 10.
First down.
From the Tech.
Tech on backs up inside of their 24. We're on their 24 and a half. Here we are again in the so-called red zone. We've been here all night. We split 2 receivers out. We're in an eye. Green hit a long bob to Gibson. Green runs a toss sweep to Haynes. He needs a block. He can't move. And he keeps his legs going and turns it into a 1-foot gain, maybe a foot and a half. Came out to the left, tried to stop and cut back. And Gaither's the end, and Smith, the middle linebacker, got him. Let's see where they'll move it. We got 1.5 yards on that play from the 24.5 to the 23. We're 2 points down. Getting us down the field is like pulling impacted wisdom teeth. Damian Gary out to the left. Terrence Edwards out to the right. We're in an I. David Green underneath. Second down and 8.5 for a first down. Green takes it. Hands pushing a blocker. Haynes driving. 15, 10, 5, 3. Haynes really was pushing blockers and driving with those thick legs. Wimbush, a linebacker from behind, pulled him down. Terrence Edwards, as a flanker, had a very good block for him out in front. Great play fake by David Green, and here came Haynes. First down, we're on the Tech 3.5, and we're 2 points down. We haven't scored a touchdown all night.
Terrific block by J.T. Wall to spring him, and Haynes read the block beautifully, cut back inside as Wall blocked to the outside.
We're in an I. We got one receiver out on the right. Tech is in a 7-3 setup. We go to Haynes. They hit him, and Haynes scored a touchdown by staggering over backwards to the right. Haynes had a wall and leaned to his right and stumbled around in there and scored, and it was tough. 3.5 tough yards. We finally scored a touchdown. We got to get that scoreboard fixed. Now he fixed it. He gave us a lot of points again. 21-17, 4-point lead. Yeah, we're acting like we might go for 2. We finally scored a touchdown. Now the play clock is running, and we're going to go for 2. The ball is on the 3-yard line on a hash mark. We break 2 receivers left, 1 right. Are we going to run the same pattern as once before? No. We got Gibson quickly in motion out to the left. Snap to David Green. He throws, and he missed the receiver. He threw it at the feet, incomplete, of Michael Johnson. We have thrown away another touchdown. The receiver was there. The pass was on the ground in front of his shoes. So we don't get the 2. 21-17. I didn't mean to call it a touchdown, but it's hard to get one. Timeout. These words.
Georgia Tech series, and a series in which more than half of the games have been decided by 7 points or less. The Dogs go 73 yards in 5 plays. A 4-yard touchdown run by Baron Haynes. He now has 137 yards rushing. And don't forget about Fred Gibson's work. 5 catches tonight, 135 yards on the receiving end.
Wind blew the ball off the tee. Kerouac fixed it. And we'll be kicking off again. 2:33 to go in the third quarter. Now we got a 4-point lead. Kerouac hits it very high and about 3 or 4 yards deep in the end zone. And Campbell wants to run it out on that far side to 10 to 15. We hit him and drive him out around the 20. Loran, what do you got?
Larry, it's obvious that Coach Mark Richt and the offensive coaches, they have confidence in the offense. It's been hard to break through there in the red zone, but they have confidence. He also has confidence in the defense, but he keeps reminding them, he did at the half, quit making the mistakes that gives Tech an opportunity.
Tech's ball on their own 19, didn't quite get it out to the 20. Now they're going to strike long in what way? We're in a 4-4. Gotzi takes it and drops back and throws to the left sideline. It is complete. We hit him, but it might be a first down. Sean Jones and Wansley were both hitting him up around the 29-yard line. From up here, he got 10.5 yards, but let's see. It was Kelly Campbell. It is a first down. The ball's on the 29.5. First down Tech. Now, the last time they started right around in here, they drove the length of the field from around the 20. 2:08. 21-17. We got a little 4-point lead, but here comes Tech. 2 tight ends, only 1 wide out. We got a linebacker in the corner, 5-man line. Fake. Gotzi back. Looking. 1 man got him and sacked him. Josh Millard, injured and all, got a sack on him. We've had to play him inside because we ran out of all our tackles in August, And Millard has been trying to play tackle, and here he got a sack, injured as he is, back to the 20-yard line. Big sack, big 9-yarder, almost 10.
And you know the great thing about Millard is when he gets a sack, he acts like he's had a sack before. He just gets up and goes back and gets ready to play again. That's great.
Second down, 19 Tech. They're back outside of their own 20. He had a good play action fake and kind of curled back deep, and here came Millard. He's underneath with 4 receivers. Long count now. Gotze going to give it to the tailback. Shoots up in the middle and gets driving all the way up across the 30. Man, he got 11 or 12 yards back. A big hole. Joe Burns driving. They opened a hole right in the middle of all that defense. Tony Gilbert, one of the men on the stop. He was the last man getting up off the bottom of the pile. Notre Dame holding a 13-3 lead on Stanford in the third. Syracuse 39-28 on Boston College in the fourth. Here we're leading 21-17, less than a minute in the third quarter. Tech goes into a shotgun. Unbalance a line to the right. They got an H-back. They got 1 receiver. Gotze is on third down and about 8. Takes a snap. They protect him. He dumps it right over the middle. It is complete to the tight end, and we hit him. Not quite a first down. Matt Bay. Vieira was a guy that cracked him first, and Vieira's slow to get up. He's not up yet. He might be tying a shoe. I'm hoping that's what he was doing. I think he is.
Fourth down.
Ball is on fourth down is going to be on the Tech 38.5, fourth down, and they need a yard. They're going to gamble and go for it. I guess they are. They figure that we are doing a bend and break thing, and we have been bending a lot lately, but that's the end of the third quarter. 21-17, Georgia leads. Timeout. These words.
Fourth quarter of play in Atlanta. Chris Morehouse has come out to punt it away on fourth and about 1.5 yards from the Tech 39. Damian Gary is deep for the Bulldogs. As we get ready for the fourth quarter, Jackets will have the wind at their back. Morehouse already has a 71-yard punt to his credit in this ball game.
Third quarter score, Miami 44, Washington nothing.
Wow. They just announced Miami leading Washington 44-0 down in Little Havana tonight. Tell you what, that's a long ride back to the Pacific Northwest on that bird. Taking that kind of tail kicking, Kim.
Boston College 28.
That is a statement by the Canes, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, that's 103-0 in the last game and 3 quarters by the Canes.
Woo. West with Nebraska getting beat.
Well, Miami's #1 with a bullet in the BCS.
Miami and I think Florida beats Tennessee.
Right.
Then Florida's got a chance to play them in the Rose Bowl.
And imagine how much money you could have won if you'd have said Texas and Colorado would have played the Big 12 championship game. Because that's what will happen next week in Dallas.
Porsche Cars North America has once again teamed up with the Atlanta
Morehouse will punt to start this fourth quarter here in Atlanta. 96 meeting, and for the 77th consecutive time. Georgia's won 7 of 10 and 10 of the last 15, but Tech has won the last 3 for the first time in nearly 40 years. Morehouse waits. There's the snap, and he delivers a kick that will take Gary back, fair catching, and doing so at the 10-yard line is Damian Gary. Nice punt by Morehouse as our fourth quarter is underway. 52 yards, and Morehouse has had a pretty good night outside of the deflected punt that was blocked in the first half.
Good kick there, and that changed the field that time, and I think that was a right call for Tech.
First and 10 for Georgia at its 10, leading by 4 points.
First and 10 from the 10.
Michael Johnson to the left, 2 tight ends here to the right for David Green. I formation. Give is to Haynes. Trying the right side. He got a yard, and he'll be pushed back from there. Key Fox, Chris Young. That's call 2 for Veron Haynes, who's now got 139 yards on his 24th carry of the night. Second down and 8 at the Bulldog 12 for Georgia. Leading by 4, looking for their 7th win of the year. Tech is 7-3, playing a 12-game regular season schedule. Jackets are looking for their 8th win here tonight. Both teams are bowl eligible. Georgia will close their regular season next Saturday in Athens against 0-10 Houston. Tech, meanwhile, goes to play 6-4 Florida State at Tallahassee. Single receiver to the left, 2 tight ends. Green on a play action. Looks, throws, and catching the ball is Terrence Edwards at the 27-yard line of Georgia Tech. 15 yards and a first down.
Boy, Edwards was wide open on that zone coverage, and Green almost slipped down, but held himself up and then rifled the ball upfield. First down, Georgia. 14
minutes to play in the game. It's a 4-point game. 21-17 in favor of Georgia. Fred Gibson, the freshman from Waycross, brings the play in. And he'll come wide to the right. McMichael and Watson to the left. I formation. Give is to Haynes. Looking left side. Slip through 2 tackles and bounces out to the 35. Good hard running by Veron Haynes. Merits 8 yards. Myers makes the tackle. It'll be second down and 2 at the 35. Well, 34, second and 3.
That guy is tough to bring down. How many times have we seen him tonight, Wes, get hit at the line of scrimmage and picked up 4 or 5 there? He picked up 8 yards after he had the initial contact at the line.
Yep. 34. The yard after contact number tonight on Haynes won't be very pretty for Tech defensively. Almost 2 minutes gone in the final quarter. Georgia was second and 2, and it's 34. Single receivers left and right, pair of tight ends. Play action. Green looks. Hit as he throws. Sliding catch by Edwards at the 49-yard line. Chris Young was there. Green just threw it to a spot, and Edwards went down and got it 15 yards.
Tech had good pressure. That was a good play by Green that time because he had Tech defender in his face. Edwards did a post pattern over the middle, and ball was thrown low. He went down and got it.
J.T. Wall comes in, brings the play as Randy McMichael goes out, or Ben Watson goes out. I beg your pardon. 12:40 to go, 4-point lead in Georgia. Trying to get something on the board here to create some distance. Edwards left, Gibson right. They got to get Gibson up on the line of scrimmage, and it's going to cost Georgia 5 yards. Play clock expires.
Flag.
Edwards needed Gibson to get on the line because he was off the line, and Fred didn't quite pick up on the message. So it'll be first and 15 back at Georgia's 44-yard line with 12:28 to play. 21-17. The Bulldogs have outscored the Jackets 10-7 here in the second half after they held a 2-point, or I should say 9-7 after having a 2-point halftime lead at 12-10. And that takes us to our 4-point decision here now. Edwards left, 2 tight ends and an eye on first and 15. Play action to Haynes. Edwards Green had to bail out. Did so to Wall, the fullback, who's finally slammed to the turf by Darrell Smith at the Georgia Tech 45. Green had to get rid of it because Gathers was bearing down. It's a pickup of right at 11 yards, Kim.
Well, he had Big Wall, his fullback, open in the flat. Texas linebackers didn't pick him up. Darrell Smith had to rush out there after he caught it, but nice gain by Georgia, 11 yards.
4.5 for a first down. 11:37 to go, 21-17. Single receiver left. Tight ends clustered to the left of the formation. Give us to Haynes, trying to get to the corner. He's got it, and is knocked out of bounds beyond the first down marker at the Georgia Tech 41. Pickup of 4. Myers makes the tackle on Veron Haynes. 4 yards and the first down.
Tech's defense looks tired, Wes. They've been on the field a lot tonight, and Haynes has really been running the ball well against them.
Yep. 11:22 to go. Tech needs to make something happen here defensively. Play action. Green looks, scrambling out of the pocket, and he'll be chased out of bounds at the 43-yard line by Young. It looked like that George Foster held Greg Gathers,
by number 33,
and that's what the crowd's booing about. Green lost 2. It'll be 2nd down and 12. Back at the Tech 43 with 11:15 to go.
Loss of 2 yards.
The line judge, Mike Taylor, right over in front of the Tech bench, I think was quizzed by head coach George O'Leary about the no flag there. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. With behind Green. Give us to Haynes. He stepped to the outside, kept his balance. Knee never hit the ground. He spun off that and got to the 35. Got 8 on the play before Fox makes the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and 4 at the Tech 35. Clock inside 11 minutes in a 21-17 Georgia lead. And the Bulldogs trying to drive with the football. Boy, Haynes has got great balance, Kim, for a guy 5'10 and 220-plus pounds.
Really strong back. Texas had a hard time stopping him tonight.
159 yards for Haynes tonight. Single receivers left and right. Green gives it to Haynes, and he is met at the 35 and turned back by Corey Collins.
Stopped by number 4, Corey Collins.
Got a yard to the 34. Maybe. It'll be 4th and 3. Now Georgia brings Musa Smith in, and now here comes Billy Bennett.
And 3 from the 34.
With 10:08 to go, Billy Bennett's going to try and make it a touchdown difference for Georgia. Tech will watch here, though, carefully. David Green wants the timeout called when the play clock gets to 1. It's at 4, 3, 2, and there's the timeout asked for and taken by Georgia with 9:48 to play.
Timeout, Georgia.
And now for a skull session with Mark Richt. Let's step aside here in Atlanta.
Tech football on South 107, today's best country and all your favorites.
Back in Atlanta, decision time for Mark Richt and Neil Callaway, their offensive coordinator. And here comes David Green back with Georgia's offense on 4th down and 3.5 at the Tech 34, leading 21-17 with 9:48 to play. Georgia's going to go for it on 4th down. Georgia has to get just outside the Tech 31 for a 1st down. So they got about 3 3.25 yards, Kim.
Who do you think's going to get the ball?
I think the guy wearing red and number 35, huh?
That's who I think.
It would be about a 51 or 52-yard field goal into the wind for Billy Bennett. But Mark Richt might be trying to deliver the knockout punch. Nope. Now they're taking the offense off and bringing Kilgo on. And lining up. 2 to right, 1 to the left. Tech's got 7 in the box. They run Wansley off the field, and now a flag has come down on Georgia.
They got 12 men, Wes, and they broke the huddle with 12 men on the field. So that's going to be a huge penalty against Georgia.
And Mark Richt talking to Tim Wansley. Illegal participation. 4th down. Well, now it's academic, isn't it? No field goal, no 4th down try. Georgia will punt with Jonathan Kilgo. They still bring
4th down at 9.
Ryan Davis and Brandon Williams out here to the right side on 4th and 8. Now at Tech's 39. They'll just be trying to hang this one up. 4-point game. Snap. And here is Kilgo angling for the corner. And that 2-hops the end zone. So with 9:41 to go, it's a 39-yard punt. Tech will start from its 20, down 4. Georgia ran 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plays and punted. And Tech has it at its 20, trailing 21-17 with 9:41 to go. 4 receivers and Joe Burns. George Godsey will start under center. Linebackers spread out. 4-man front for Georgia. They crawl Witherspoon up. First down, give us to Burns. Joe to about the 24.
Burns on the carry.
Brought down by Ken Veal. Sophomore red shirt from Cedartown, 2nd and 6. 9:26 and counting.
2nd down and 6 from the 24.
Georgia with almost 400 yards of total offense. Tech with 236. 4 receivers again and Burns. Godsey on long count. Might be changing the play. Play clock at 4. Here's the option. Pitches to Burns. Joe to the 25, knocked out of bounds at the 26. Got a couple there. It'll be 3rd and 4. Witherspoon angled him out.
By number 46.
So he did change the play. Goose not as fast as he used to be, Kim. So the option just slowly develops going into the boundary.
That was a right call on the check, but Georgia just flew out there to the ball and stopped it for a short gain.
3rd and 4. Tech is 5 out of 13 on 3rd down. Godsey from under center. In motion goes Watkins. Godsey sprints to his right. Throws. Pick. Wansley. 15. 10. 5. Touchdown, Georgia. Tim Wansley's 2nd interception of the year is run back for a touchdown.
Big play by Georgia. Wansley just stepped right in front of a little soft pass that Godsey was trying to roll and throw in the flat. And Georgia's jumped out front now 27-17 and going to try to make it 28.
28-yard interception return by Wansley has put the Bulldogs in front 10. Chance to make it 11 on Bennett's point after. And the kick is away, and it's good. Timeout on the field in Atlanta. 8:49 to go. Georgia 28. Georgia Tech 17, but hold the phone here. There's a marker down on the play. Let's wait and see what this is about. Steve Shaw. Personal foul against Georgia Tech. Declined. The point is good. Back after these words. Well, Wansley's interception returned for a touchdown. Makes it 28-17 Georgia. And the Bulldog fans that are here tonight in Atlanta are pretty fired up with 8:49 to go, suspecting that that might have been the knockout punch. Tech has struggled on offense tonight. The Jackets have mustered a couple of touchdown drives and a field goal by Luke Monjay following a Bulldog turnover. Georgia has 397 yards of offense. David Green is 11 of 23, but George Godsey now is 18 out of 29 for 172, a touchdown and an interception run back by Wansley. 28 yards for a score, Kim, and it'll be an uphill fight now for the Jackets.
Well, it is, but plenty of time left. 8:49 to go in the football game, so 11-point difference. Georgia's definitely taking the momentum. That was a huge play by Wansley. Tech struggling on offense, but still a lot of time. And I've seen George Godsey come up with some remarkable plays. So this game will still go down the wire. Tech has 3 timeouts. Georgia has 2 timeouts left.
Burns and Campbell are deep. Georgia's starting to jump up and down a little bit around Brent Kerouac, who will kick it away. Campbell and Burns are deep.
Wes, what you need here is just to be poised. This is where Godsey doesn't want to do anything too rash.
High end over end kick. Campbell will come up and field from the 4. 10, 15, spun around and dropped there. Downfield, Georgia makes the play. Burt Jones out of Jackson with the tackle at the 15.
Tackle by number 29, Burt Jones.
So Tech takes over at its 15-yard line. with 8:40 to go, trailing 11 points. 1st and 10. And Godzi with Burns alone set back and 4 receivers. 4-man front for Georgia. Give is to Burns. Into the stack for a yard. Tackle made by David Pollock, the freshman from Shiloh.
Tackle by number 47, David Pollock.
2nd down and 9. 8:22 and counting in the ball game. 28-17 in favor of Georgia. Mitchell and Burns in an eye. Single receiver is Glover here to the near side. Wide side as we look at it. Give is to Burns on 2nd and 9, and the ball went down. Did he fumble? He did, and Georgia recovers. Sean Jones, the redshirt freshman from here in Atlanta, fell on the loose ball. Marker has gone down. Georgia's going to be flagged 15 for celebration with 8:02 to go. 2nd turnover in as many possessions for Georgia Tech.
Ball's at the 19, Wes, and that'll be a 15-yard penalty from there.
So unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Georgia.
Burns just got it stripped. Had it with 2 hands, just got it punched loose. And with 8:02 to go after they step off the penalty, Georgia's got it at the Tech 34. (28-17). And 1st down and 10. And now we're getting someone escorted from the field by the officials over along the Georgia sideline down into the southeast corner of the stadium.
Georgia from the Tech 34.
Obviously, one of the officials over there didn't like what he heard and had the young man or gentleman escorted away. Green on 1st down, play action. Looking for Gibson, throws, and it is batted away. Collins and also Young down there defending, I think, for Georgia Tech. No, Marvius Hester, my fault.
Number 29, Marvius Hester.
Not a good throw by David Green that time. He put too much air under the ball. Tech had a chance to get up there and knock the ball away.
So 2nd down and 10, 7:55 to go. 11-point lead for Georgia. Back-to-back turnovers by the Jackets. An interception by Godzi, returned 28 yards by Wansley for a score. Here's a toss. This is Haynes running right side. He'll try and get the corner turn. A marker has gone down. He's brought down at the 27-yard line. I think it'll be a hold on Georgia and might be against Wall, the fullback who was trying to lead Haynes on the toss to the wide side. George O'Leary, an interested observer in the conversation between referee Steve Shaw and his crew. Disregard the flag.
No flag on the play.
The play will stand, and George O'Leary is really upset. Goes to the 27-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. Counted as 7 more yards for Haynes.
Gain of 7 yards.
He's got 167 on 29 carries. 7:48 to play. Tech down 28-17. 2 to the left and 1 to the right. I formation behind Green. Jackets on a blitz. Give is to Haynes, and he'll be sewn up right there at the 27. Fox and Myers in there to make the tackle. So now it'll be 4th and 3. Georgia's 3 of a dozen tonight. 25% on 3rd down.
No gain.
And here comes Billy Bennett to try and kick field goal number 6. And Jim, this is a big field goal.
It is. It'd make it a 14-point game, which means obviously Tech's got 2 scores, 2 touchdowns.
Right.
That they would have to come back with.
Kilgo to hold, snap, spot, kick is away, and it is perfect. Timeout on the field, 6:56 to go. Georgia's lead is 2 touchdowns, 31-17. 6:56 to go. It's a 14-point Georgia lead, 31-17. Billy Bennett tonight has kicked 6 field goals. Have to go to the Bulldog record book here in just a moment. Find out how many times that's been done. I got to believe there's a short list, Kim. In fact, he's just tied a record of Rex Robinson and Cannon Parkman. Robinson kicked 6 against Tech in 1979. Parkman, well, no, those are the most attempted. 4 was the record. Bennett was one of the guys that held it. Hap Hines, Kim Braswell, Kevin Butler, Steve Crumley, Cannon Parkman. He set a record for field goals in a game tonight, and he's equaled the record for field goals attempted. He's 6 out of 6.
Deep to receive for Georgia Tech, number 6.
It's 18 points, and Georgia's lead is 14. Now, Tech will have to make something happen. Here's Georgia, a running sprint on the kickoff. Angling far side, and Burns has it at the 2. 10, 15, 20, out to about the 25 goes Burns.
There's a flag on Georgia, number 87, Wes. After the play was over, took a swing and hit a Tech man.
Arnold Harrison is a redshirt freshman from Augusta. So let's see where that ends up.
It'll be 15 added on to the play. Ball's down about the 25, I think, and 24. Put it up about the 39.
Steve Shaw and his crew. Dead ball personal foul against Georgia. 15 yards. And an ejection.
Against the Bulldogs.
And an ejection. That was the last part of that, wasn't it, Kim?
Yeah, he's walking off the field down on the 10-yard line to the locker room.
Georgia Tech from the 40.
So Arnold Harrison is done with 6:47 to go. Tech's got the ball at its 40 and needs touchdowns. Jackets have had back-to-back turnovers here in the 4th quarter of play. Single back Burns, 4 receivers. 1st and 10. Godsey throws inside and dropped by Jonathan Smith. Trying to hook him back across the middle. Slipped off the end of his fingertips. 2nd down and 10.
He was just coming underneath on a shallow crossing route and just couldn't hold on the ball. If he catches the ball, Georgia playing zone coverage has a chance for some yardage, but incomplete pass.
So 6:43 to go. 31-17 in favor of the Bulldogs here in Atlanta. Godsey from a shotgun. 2 to the left and 1 to the right. Snap to Goose. Bulldogs coming. George throws. That ball's caught near a 1st down by Will Glover out at the 48. It'll be 3rd down and 2. No, now incomplete.
Number 3, Will Glover.
It bounced into the hands of Glover. We could not tell from our view here on the west side. Oh, it hit him and then dropped down.
3rd down and 10.
Well,
40.
3rd and 10 for Tech at its 40. Glover far side. Smith and Watkins here to the near side. Georgia was 6 in the box. Godsey with pressure coming. Hit as he throws and batted in the air. Incomplete, and the marker's down on DeCorey Bryant against Jonathan Smith.
Number 82, Jonathan Smith.
Tech will convert the 3rd down on penalty with 6.5 to go. And it will be a 1st and 10 for the Jackets in the neighborhood of midfield.
First down, Georgia Tech.
6.5 to play. 31-17. Kim, Tech's got a score here, obviously, but the Jackets, if they do it quick enough, can then kick and play defense. Won't have to worry about trying to recover it onside. But they got to get the touchdown. Godsey from under center. Play action to Burns. Pressure coming. And Millard sacks him back at the 42. 3rd sack of the night for Georgia. 2nd down and 18.
Well, sacks kill you, and that one was a huge sack by Millard that time. Everybody covered downfield. Tech, Godsey didn't have a chance.
6:08 to play. Jackets break the huddle pretty quick. Georgia's going to press the corners here. Bryant to the far side. Thornton here to the near side. Bulldogs have got a nickel package in. Snap to Godsey. He'll drop straight back. Out of the backfield, that's Burns, eluding one man and crawling beyond the reach as Witherspoon tracked him down to the... It'll be a 3rd down and 9. Or 3rd down and 11, I should say, after a 7-yard gain to the Tech 49. Tech breaks the huddle quickly. Georgia shuffling around. Here's Godsey dropping back, throws, and incomplete. Intended on the far side for Campbell, and Thornton ran him right into the Georgia bench. So Tech goes to 6 of 16 on 3rd down, and now on 4th and 11. The Jackets have to go for it with 5:29 to play.
And 10 from the 49.
Tech tonight has converted its only 4th down try. Godsey from a shotgun. Snap to him. Here come the Bulldogs. Goose loads, throws, incomplete. Smith and Campbell were on a collision course at the 35 of Georgia, and neither player got there. So Georgia holds. Tech comes out of the game off offense, and now the defense with 5:24 to go has got to stop Georgia and get the ball back, and it's getting late.
We had some busted cover routes by the Tech that time. They ran the crossing pattern too deep. They were trying to get somebody a little bit shallower underneath, but ball was thrown incomplete.
So 5:24 to go. Georgia up 2 touchdowns, and David Green with Veron Haynes on 167 yards at tailback from under center. Give us to Haynes, and he will get nothing on the play as Collins comes up to make the stop.
Tackled by number 4, Corey Collins.
It'll be 2nd down and 10, and Georgia will gladly let them respot the ball, let the clock continue to run, leading by 14 points.
No gain. 2nd down and 10.
Time is the friend of the Bulldog and the enemy of the Jacket right now. Georgia breaks the huddle with 11 on the play clock. 4 to snap it. 3, 2. Green does. Toss to Haynes running left side, and he'll hurdle one, bounce off another, but then be brought down at the 46, and Tech calls a timeout. It'll be 3rd and 7.
Number 29, Marcus Hester.
Hester makes a tackle of Haynes shy of the 45. And some of this full house in gold and white is headed for the exits. But the ones in red and black that are here, Kim, they're going to stay to the bitter end on this night.
Well, Georgia's really come into this game on an emotional high. It started out Georgia just chipping away with field goals. Billy Bennett.
Right.
They moved the ball up and down the field, outgained Tech 2-1 in that first half, but really didn't have any separation score-wise, and Tech kept coming back. But I think Wansley's interception was a key play so far in this football game.
Yep. The Jackets, who've lost 3 times by a combined total of 7 points, trailed by 2 touchdowns here with 4:27 to go. As per the usual, this 96 meeting has been a hard-fought contest, Kim.
It's been a very physical game, and both teams have really played hard. Georgia just come up with the plays today when they needed to. particularly in this second half.
Ghazi is 19 out of 34 for 179 yards. David Green 11 of 24 for 210. Ghazi a touchdown and an interception. Green no touchdowns, no interceptions. Haynes is the story for Georgia. 171 yards on the ground on 32 carries. Part of their 200. They had 210 of passing for 408 total. Tech only 242 and 5 less plays tonight. Fred Gibson 5 catches, 135. Tech's leading receivers Will Glover 5 catches for 47 yards. Joe Burns, who came into the game on 100-yard efforts in 3 of his last 4, has 88 on 17 carries with 4:27 to go. 3rd and a half dozen for Georgia at the Tech 45. Green gives to Haynes. First down to the 36-yard line. Baron Haynes
27, Jeremy Myers.
And an injured Bulldog is at the 41-yard line. And I think that might be well, it's hard to tell. It is Alex Jackson, a junior from Quincy, Florida, who is down on the play after Haynes went 10 yards for a first down. Georgia now 4 of 13 on 3rd down.
Boy, he's been the workhorse tonight for Georgia.
Yes, he has. Kim, and this is coming off a big ball game last week at Ole Miss. Nearly 200 yards.
How many carries did he have tonight, unofficially?
They got him for 33 and now 180 yards after that carry. And they will help Jackson off. That means that Ian Knight, junior from Snellville, played at Brookwood. 6'4", 275 junior will be into the ball game now for the Bulldogs to replace Jackson, who is slowly walking off. Georgia gets winless Houston next Saturday. Kim and I will be at Doak Campbell in Tallahassee. And my, how the fortunes have changed since the anticipation of September 15th of Tech and Florida State for not just the Jackets but also the Seminoles, Kim, who are 6-4 awaiting Tech's arrival next Saturday night or Saturday afternoon on the air at 1:30 for a 3:30 start in Tallahassee. Michael Johnson will be wide to the left. Georgia will keep it on the ground here with 4:05 and counting. Each school with a pair of timeouts left. Wall and Haynes. Give is to Haynes, right side, and runs right into Chris Young, who will turn him back at the 33. Pick up a 3 for Haynes. It'll be 2nd down and 7, and another timeout is used by Georgia Tech. Let's step aside here quickly. A local message. UPS Locker Room Show follows our game tonight here in Atlanta. The Budweiser Play of the Game and also our Internet Security Systems Player of the Game. Georgia's got it 2nd and 7. At the Tech 33, the Bulldogs lead the Yellow Jackets 31-17 here in Atlanta with 3:48 to go, and now Georgia has taken a timeout.
Timeout, Georgia.
After Tech used its 2nd, the Bulldogs now take one, and Alex Jackson is coming back on for Georgia to replace. I think Ian Knight will go out, and indeed that is the case for Mark Rick's club. Kim, this is a unique situation for Georgia Tech now. 4 losses, 7 wins, a lot of postseason discussion. And now all of a sudden, NC State wins and finishes their season at 7-4 today. Wolfpack beat Ohio 27-7. Wake goes bowl eligible, beating Northern Illinois 38-35. North Carolina needs to beat SMU next Saturday in Chapel Hill to win the requisite 7. But you got 7 teams for 5 bowls. Maryland's going to the BCS. Gators open. Peaches open. Tangerines December 20th. The bowl business would lead you to believe they got to make a decision this week as to what they're going to do. The Seattle Bowl and then possibly 2 or 1 at-large berths in the ACC. Mitchell will go left. Johnson will go right out of the Georgia timeout. 2 tight ends and Haynes the lone setback on 2nd and 7. Green from under center. Give us to Haynes, and he runs right into the waiting arms of Gathers and Merrick's. Watson off the left side, and Tech calls its final timeout. Haynes got a yard to the 32. It'll be 3rd down and 6. I guess what I'm trying to say is Tech's postseason picture is very unclear going into its final regular season game.
Yeah, and this what looks like is going to be a loss for Tech. Makes it more difficult for them to really command where they go here. So very competitive. A lot of people thought the ACC was getting better the last couple of years, and I think this year proved it.
Yeah. And now with 6 schools and potentially 7 in North Carolina, they'll play SMU next Saturday in Chapel Hill. That could be 7 schools. General consensus is that Tech will not return to the Peach Bowl, obviously. Now you're looking at more than likely Tech not going to the Gator Bowl in Jacksonville on New Year's Day. So that leaves the Tangerine Bowl December 20th, the Seattle Bowl December 27th, or a myriad of at-large games. Silicon Valley Bowl in San Jose on New Year's Eve afternoon has been speculated as a possible at-large spot for an ACC school. Johnson left, Mitchell right, Haynes the lone setback. 2 tight ends for Georgia on 3rd and 6. Tech is out of timeouts with 3:42 left. The give is Haynes, right side, and he steps out of one, and he'll have the first down. Inside the 25 to the 24 goes Veron Haynes. Jeremy Myers makes the tackle as Georgia converts their 5th 3rd down in 14 tries.
That was a huge first down for Georgia, and Veron Hayes has just been unstoppable today. He's got to be the MVP for Georgia because not only has he carried the ball almost 40 times in this football game, he's got a lot of yardage.
36 carries, 193 yards for Haynes. Georgia by 2 touchdowns. Collier, the senior out of Eatonton, will go to the left. Remember, he's the guy that blocked the punt early. Give us to Haynes, left side, and plugs away down to about the 22. That is the 7th straight carry by Veron Haynes in this ball game, giving him now 37 for the ball game.
Gain of 1. 2nd down and 9.
And 2nd and 9 it'll be for Georgia with 2:48 to play. And Yancey has come in at one of the linebacking spots for Georgia Tech. Tabukbo, the freshman from Pebblebrook High School in Austell. Man in motion, give us to Haynes. Inside the 20, down to about the 17, maybe the 16, before Johnson makes the stop. Be 3rd down and 3. Pickup of 8 yards for Haynes. And Georgia converts another 3rd down, now 6 of 15. And the Bulldogs have kind of gone to the old throwback here, Kim, the last couple weeks. They're just running it at you.
They've changed their strategy. It started with the Ole Miss game, and tonight they've just blocked Tech up front, and Veron Hayes has run the ball.
207 on 39 carries. Victory formation for Georgia. Green will touch a knee with 70 seconds left. And after 3 straight losses to Georgia Tech, the Bulldogs are going to snap that and pick up their 53rd win in the series. Their 28th here in Atlanta in the 57th game staged between the two. And in part tonight, Billy Bennett kicks a school record 6 field goals. Tim Wansley runs an interception back for a touchdown. And Georgia Tech is held to less than 250 yards of total offense tonight. There's another touch of the knee by Green, and the ball game is close to over. They will not spot it. Final 20 seconds will tick off. Handshakes are exchanged between Darrell Smith and David Green. Bulldogs and Yellow Jackets helmets off. And Georgia, an interception by Tim Wansley, run back for a score. Another couple turnovers. And the Jackets can't quite get the edge tonight offensively, Kim. and it proves to be the difference in the ball game.
They never got in sync, Wes, and Godsey was rattled all night long. Georgia's pass rush really got him, sacked him several times. I don't know how many sacks he had, but 4 or 5 times. Georgia covered well and just really dominated this football game.
Stay tuned. UPS Locker Room showing more
after this timeout for your local station on the Georgia Tech ISP Sports Network. Now, get set for a game recap on the UPS Locker Room Show. Interviews, scores, and highlights. Also, a visit with head coach George O'Leary. All right here on the Georgia Tech ISP Sports Network. The UPS Locker Room Show is sponsored by UPS. Ground, overnight, and international at myups.com. Log on, and you won't want to ship the same old way again. By Bell South. Connect and create something. By the Georgia Lottery. Over 590,000 students have benefited because of Georgia's Hope Scholarship programs. By your local Toyota dealers. Toyota's national clearance is going on now. See your local dealer today. By Georgia Power, the official power source of Georgia Tech Athletics. And by Internet Security Systems, the power to protect. Now, here's your host, the voice of the Yellow Jackets, Wes Durham.
Georgia gets 442 yards of total offense tonight, limits Tech to 242. Veron Haynes, 207 yards on 39 carries. Georgia snaps Tech's 3-game winning streak in this series tonight by a final of 31-17. We'll come back. Budweiser play of the game and more after this from State Farm.
It wasn't much of a car accident. Still, there's a family that may have a hard time getting to soccer practice or on that vacation they've planned. Fortunately, they have a State Farm agent and the help of the world's largest claims network. And no one has more experts handling more claims quickly and fairly. That's our good neighbor promise. So they'll be back on the road a lot sooner than they thought.
Wow, Grandpa.
Look, it's a computer, Ellen.
Grandpa.
This is how you turn the computer on.
Grandpa.
Then to get on the web, you click here.
Grandpa.
Here's where you type in www.
Grandpa, let's go to my website.
The Georgia Lottery has contributed over $4.5 billion to education, including over $1.6 billion for school computers and school facilities. So when you play the Georgia Lottery, you're not the only one who can win.
And this is my cyber dollhouse.
We'll be back after this timeout for your local station on the Georgia Tech ISP Sports Network.
Hey folks, this is your old buddy Keith with Lynch Homes. I want to tell you about some homes we have. These homes have finished drywall throughout, 2x6 exterior walls, 512 roof pitch, log siding or vinyl siding, thermal pane windows, Zone 3 insulation for climates as extreme as Alaska. You won't believe these homes aren't site built. That's Lynch Homes, Highway 27 North, next to Armurchie High School. Remember, rates are low and now is the time to buy.
Now is the right time to see Riverside. Riverside Chevrolet Oldsmobile Cadillac has the best offer ever if you need a vehicle for the next year. Due to the new car 0% financing, the used cars and trucks are piling up, and we have to move them out. These are top quality vehicles that are being traded in early. This is the right time to find the best used cars and trucks with a great selection. This is a limited time offer, and they're selling fast. Now is the right time, and Riverside is the right place. Riverside Chevrolet Oldsmobile Cadillac, Highway 411 East in Rome.
You're listening to Georgia Tech football on South 107, today's best country and all your favorites.
Today's play of the game is sponsored by Budweiser, with the crisp, clean, refreshing taste you'll find in no other beer.
Wide now, 2 left, 2 right. No tight end in the set on the near hash. Godsey drops back 5 steps, looks, throws, end zone, touchdown! Kelly Campbell! That's our Budweiser play of the game. George Godsey's touchdown pass to Kelly Campbell cut the Georgia lead to 9-7. 31-17 the final. This is the UPS Locker Room Show tonight from Atlanta with Kim King. This is Wes Durham. One of Tech's permanent captains is Sean Gregory, redshirt senior from Homewood, Illinois, who joins us from the Tech locker room. Sean, I know this is a disappointing finish to the home schedule, and certainly in a rivalry game like this.
Yeah, well, this one, it really hurts. I tell you what, Georgia, all credit due to Georgia and their coaching staff and players that came out ready to play, and they brought it to us today.
Sean, it never looked like George Godsey and the offense ever really got in rhythm, and that probably is as much credit to Georgia. They really brought a lot of people in the box and kept Godsey off balance.
They did. We had an excellent game plan coming to the game, and for whatever reason, we weren't able to get it started and maintain a momentum. But once again, that's a credit to Georgia.
Sean, I'll ask you probably what the question on a lot of Tech fans' mind is, after a loss like this, how do you guys handle getting ready to go to Tallahassee for a game that is going to be critical to whatever your postseason destination might be?
Wes, I'll tell you, we have a team meeting tomorrow at 6:30, and right now it's hard to even look to next week. But Coach O'Leary will sit the team down, and I'm sure he'll get us ready.
Well, I know this is a disappointing loss for you guys tonight, and I appreciate you visiting with us.
Thank you, Wes.
All right, that's Sean Gregory from the Tech Locker Room on the UPS Locker Room Show. We'll take a break, come back, more after this from